This is true. So, hey, guys. Sorry we're late here today.
A little bit. Don't worry. Oh,
wrong one. There, now you got your mic. Dude, you're sweating. Did you run up the stairs?
No, I'm just...
it's fucking 90 degrees at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, man. That's good boys, bro. We just walk outside and goddamn.
This has actually been like...
It's 92. I was not joking.
I was about to say, this is the nicest summer we've had in like 3 to 4 years.
100%. Yeah, this is like... we were talking about... not off tracking, but like barrels and everything this morning. And I was like, yeah, but you gotta like think that last year was like 100 degrees in March. And we're all just kind of like figuring out, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because projections, and I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the fucking same right now.
It's nasty. It's humid and gross. And I was in Southern California for like a weekend, and I was just like, wow, the weather's perfect here. Why did I fucking leave? And then I get back here, and I go to the airport. It's nice and air conditioned, and then it's like, all right, time to go to the Uber. It's like it just like moists
into the shower,
me.
bro.
It moists me. I was cool and dry, and then I become just moist.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for it. It hits like a wave because I'm like, oh, it's fun. I hate this.
Yeah.
And then I crumble because I'm weak.
Dallas
I'm
is
weak
bad
to
too,
humidity.
Primos.
Dallas is bad too, Primo. Well, at least there's, I don't know, is there a benefit
Well,
to
so
Dallas?
the issue, yeah. Well, the issue is that like just I
chubby?
figured out. Well,
We're chubby individuals.
Yeah. I figured out though that it's all about the city. The city's what fucks you up because
Really?
it was hotter in the valley because that's where I was at for a fat minute.
Oh, yeah. I don't go back to Eagle Pass.
No, but, well, yeah, but okay, so I was talking about,
Guess where I'm going next week?
I'm talking Westlaco, Ed Couch, that kind of area. But bro, it was hotter over there than it was in Austin. But because of the breeze and the wind that you naturally just get because it's like closer to the coast, it felt like it was 82.
Yeah,
but it was like 5 degrees hotter than
The
up here.
coast, that's sweet.
I know, right? And we're still like super landlocked.
You mean the Gulf?
Yeah, exactly.
The coast.
Believe me,
Sorry.
I'm not one to like hype up Texas beaches.
I'm about to say, please don't.
I've been to Hawaii. After that, nothing comes.
I've yet to go to Hawaii, and I'm pretty sure they're beautiful and clear. Clear being the operative word.
I was able to open my eyes.
We have a member of the Excellence in Hawaii right now.
Really?
That's right, Jordan. I don't know why. Why? Did he just decide?
Well, he's been on this kick, and that's why he was so down to go to Philadelphia, that he's just like... after I think he took COVID pretty hard the way you did, but his thing was like, well, now I'm going to travel.
Right.
And so we went to Philadelphia. Now he's going to Hawaii, and we're talking about going to Vancouver for New Year's. So,
Dude, I'm about to go to fucking... Was Vancouver on the West Coast? Which one's that one?
it's like you go to Washington and up.
Oh, it's Vancouver's over here. What's the other one on this side?
Toronto.
Toronto. I need to go to Toronto. I have a bunch of Canadian
Toronto
friends. And I have a passport now.
Toronto's supposed to be fucking insane. Like
fun insane?
Yeah, and like all the good and the bad ways. Like it's... If you're looking for fun,
I think it's the
gonna
biggest
be
city
fun.
in Canada, and
Yeah.
then everyone was like, it's an entry-level city. Like, there's... No matter what you like to do, there's something there for you.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like pretty manageable, but whichever way you want to go, you'll find it.
I want to go wearing my LA Raiders hat and just go to Toronto and just fuck with everything. Everything. Well, just fuck with Drake, because fuck him.
Oh, I was
But
like,
I'm international now. I'm going to go ahead and just...
Okay.
I don't even know how to crip walk. I'm going to do it, though, because I won't get gangbanged over there.
Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah, you will.
In Toronto?
Yes, there's Toronto Crips.
Yeah.
That was Drake's also. Well, and then take this grain of salt.
Yes,
but
I'm
that was
afraid
also,
of Canadian Crips.
Here's the thing. That was also the other thing was that
clip this.
apparently Drake funded and founded the Toronto Bloods.
So?
Yeah,
I'm not afraid of Drake or his ilk.
I mean,
What do they say? Oh, are you on my block, eh? Fuck them.
What
They're maple syrup.
I was gonna say I think
Maple-
that's a little bit different.
Maple syrup stepping motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They not like us. They not. I'm not
was like,
us.
why did-
I'm not us either, to be fair. But
Oh, man.
us, the Californians.
Why did you cross the ocean to make that accent?
That is true.
I don't know a
Yeah.
Canadian accent. Drake's accent changes all the time. He can do it, but I can't. Our birthdays are the same.
That's not
same
right.
Yeah, we have October 24th. We have the same birthday.
Damn, that's
But now I'm the most respected person on my birthday because he was for a long time, and now he's disrespected, and that just brings me great joy.
Check that.
Fact check that. It's debate time.
No, I'm not gonna look
me
up who else was born October 24th.
Monica, the singer. She's passe. Not that she's bad. I'm just saying she had her time. I'll look it up while you do your thing. So we're still in the pre-show.
What do you?
I
What do you
get
think?
worried when Sammy starts the show with his arms crossed like a disappointed dad. Yeah, he was probably disappointed at me. I was the whole thing.
Well, we were watching the debate beforehand,
Cutie
so
pie.
that's why.
He's a little more respected. Didn't he say the N-word though? Didn't he say the N-word?
He dropped the N-word and he's. said
I
some kind of funky ass
believe
thing.
that everyone on the internet from 2005 to 2010 dropped the N-word at some
Jalen
point.
Brown. That's a basketball player.
Oh, he just won the NBA championship. So.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. Wayne Rooney.
How many
sure.
rings you got, Sam?
Remember Kid President? That little motherfucker is 20 years old, first of all, and
Holy
also
shit.
shares birthday with me.
I was just thinking about him the other day. Like, where is he?
I don't know, man.
I don't know who Finley Lanning is, but he's 8 years old and a baby. So
Already more respected
that-
than you.
yeah, he's ranked 24, and I'm
I
not
was
even
like,
on this.
what if that's the conscious baby thing? Like, what if that's what it is?
The Cheetah Girl, Adrienne Bailon, is October 24th. Jalen Ramsey, fuck! That's
Whoa, yeah, holy shit.
yeah, man. My dreams are being more people
alright.
keep being born. It's not fair
It's all right, bro. Everyone.
It's how the world works.
because Jalen Ramsey's 29, so that happened after me.
I'm not even the most liked person on my birthday in this podcast. Like, don't even worry about it. Tommy and me at the same.
Oh, man.
The sun
I really would not feel that bad about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a rough one. That's a rough one.
the fucking sun god, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown also shares my birthday.
Really?
Fuck. Why was I not a receiver? I have receiver in my blood, or an athlete in my blood at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
my birthday
I can
is
name one Mexican receiver. That's it. Danny Amendola.
Like Tony Gonzalez.
He's
a receiver.
Mexican?
yeah.
Also, I thought you were going to go on Anthony Gonzalez.
Yeah, he didn't play that well.
But
He
was cold.
existed.
He won the Super Bowl.
He existed in the Super Bowl. He didn't score the Super Bowl.
That's fine. But
I support him. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's that bitch ass Gonzalez on the Patriots.
what's his name? Hold on.
Christian
hold on,
Gonzalez,
hold on,
corner.
Hold on. Oh, fuck.
Tony Romo,
No. Juju.
Smith
Oh,
Schuster.
Juju's?
Juju's, he's Polynesian black Mexican. I think his dad's black Mexican.
I think at that point you're just kind of in the blender.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You get to claim him, though.
No.
It's like saying Lupita Nyong'o.
Well,
you know, like
Smith
was
and
about to
Schuster
say-
aren't even close.
I was about-
Lupita's a fucking Mexican name at least.
I was about to say, like, you missed the racial draft. You could have.
I know. I saw that and I was like,
Hey,
oh,
I got
what a
Chester
great
Cheeto
episode.
for us, man. You better be happy. I got Chester Cheeto, baby.
That's fair.
I would have preferred the Sabritas guy.
No, he's already ours. He's already ours.
You didn't claim him.
Nope.
Anyone can take him now.
Nope.
He's
Nope.
I mean-
super white, bro. Have you not seen the bags?
He is not a free agent. He has been under contract for years.
Yeah, my birthday is between two Broncos legends, Peyton Manning and Von Miller.
No.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's like
Wait, Broncos have legends?
for how
you-
much respect I give you as a Raider fan.
Well, that's because it's hard to when we've beaten you for the last 5 years in a row.
We've also both been extremely bad, so that's not saying much.
But we've beat you 5 years in a row, which is the part that is worse for you.
I guess I don't take the.
mean,
The Las Vegas Raiders have never lost to the Broncos.
I wouldn't say never.
The Las Vegas Raiders have never lost to the
okay. I was
Broncos.
gonna say, what are we doing here? Okay, all right.
He found a technicality.
Fair. I was gonna say, by
true.
technicality, completely fair. I will give you that one.
It's true, and I was at one of them on my birthday.
We saw Trump pull a technicality on the debate, and I was like, damn, dude, this bitch is right, but it's still...
It's right by his framework.
It's right by his framework, and it was sucky. It was he got grilled over... Because Biden was like, you fucked a porn star, and you're trying to come up here all high and mighty. And Trump's like... I didn't fuck a porn star. I fucked a former porn star.
You bitch. She was a has-been. Fuck. I just... they're so...
People aren't defined by what they do at one point in their life.
If you fuck a goat, you're...
Okay.
Look, if you fuck a goat, you're a goat fucker forever. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes it does. Sometimes if you commit felonies, you're a felon forever.
One of my friends was like, he posted on Instagram. He was like, I've been having a rough week. I'm really glad or happy to see the comedy show today. And then he posted it was a picture of the debate. So I was like,
It's not even that funny, really. Like that.
it really isn't. Like, I feel like Trump's like moderately tame today. Like, I'm just like, of all the fucking times, like,
They gave them both downers, and it's not working. Like that debate didn't have any zingers, and it was just kind of like Trump was lying, but he was mildly lying. Like, hey, I did this cool thing, and then Biden's like, no, you didn't, you fucking liar. And then it's like, next question. That was it. Like, it was very low energy.
Still have 80 seconds. Sir.
fair.
Well, today's a sad day for other news. I don't know. I know Sam won't know, and JJ won't know, but do you know who Kinky Friedman is?
Oh, what?
He passed away today.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
First time I ever voted third party.
Wow. Yeah.
He's just-
Man, you're lucky I respect you, Marcos, because I would have made a joke.
Well, it was during the Richard Perry.
What the fuck?
It was
Okay.
during the Richard Perry era, and then he wasn't going to lose no matter what. Which I've never understood why they like Richard Perry and why we can't get Abbott out of office. I do know Abbott because we haven't put a good candidate against him, but still.
Well, it's also just gerrymandering at this point.
Yeah.
It's like there's too much power in all of the like 800 population cities that I'm sorry, cities. I meant like fucking
Towns.
yeah, one street town. But there's just too much power in those places with gerrymandering that's gone on in Texas for
Also, they
decades and
took out voting
generations
poll
and
places
whatnot.
on college campuses, and they also
Get
want to
the
get rid of
fuck
district-wide voting, or district-wide voting. So you have to go to one or two places only, and not your entire county. So they could
yeah,
all go
it's-
fuck themselves,
yeah.
and they go die, they fire.
They're all
I think in
genuinely
Eagle
doing
Pass,
like
there was
illegal
only
shit.
one place, anyways.
Right.
Was there only one place? I've
No,
never
there
voted
was
in Eagle
more.
Pass.
There was
I
more.
turned 18 and I was in Lubbock.
It
So.
was the multi-purpose center, and I think
where I voted on a college campus.
Right. Getting rid of that, because fuck college kids. Their vote doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think one of the schools also like served as a voting center.
So, yeah, don't get me started.
I'm not
don't
drinking
get me
whiskey
started.
yet. This is
Yeah.
Gatorade, sir.
And the whiskey bottle is just off camera, so...
The electrolytes are there for the whiskey.
Yeah.
Right,
thing.
exactly. Probably should have waited till after.
Yeah. What's a Gatorade whiskey taste like?
No, but
Gatorade?
TikTok did
not
show
bad.
me something that I am very excited to try. I'm not drinking right now. I will in July, but they basically were saying everybody drinks Red Bull and vodka. Let's make it better, and it was Celsius and tequila.
Ooh, I like this.
Okay. Interesting.
All right.
Not against it.
What does Celsius do? What's the difference there?
It's
It's an
it just
energy
tastes better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had
Red Bull is still from the era where energy drinks tasted like battery acid.
Secret time. I like the taste of battery acid.
while I was in the valley in Mexico, I had Route 44 cherry limeade super whiskey Ritas or super beer whiskey Ritas, and essentially I just like drank enough to fit 200 milliliters of like cask strength whiskey, and then I did 2 beers like dropped in there like a fucking beerita from Chewy's.
Yeah.
I did 2 of those.
Isn't that technically a whiskey sour, not a margarita? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I just know I've heard of whiskey Ritas, but yeah, I mean, technically it would be just whiskey sour.
I'm going to the mountains of Mexico next month, August.
To the what?
Mountains of Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, my cousin's getting married, and so I'm going to
Holy
Mexico for the first
shit.
time, and it's like an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, so it's in the mountains down there. That's
You're going to Tequila.
ish.
Holy shit.
It's called Tapalpa.
Yeah.
That's where my cousin's family is.
Bro,
and
what the fuck?
Do you have people there, or do you know that area?
I just know of like things to do in the area. I haven't gone yet.
But long story short, I'm being promised with unlimited drinks, but it's in the mountains, and I have to get my fucking like cardio up,
Yeah.
so I can breathe.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
all-
my drinking up because I don't drink like that anymore, and so I'm gonna take 2 shots and get sick, and I don't want that. So
I was about to say all the resorts usually offer unlimited drinking.
it's not a resort though; it's my family. It's literally his family going, "Come to our home. We're gonna feed you today."
So here's the thing. Usually, altitude folks will have like some kind of natural remedy first off to take like edge off if you need. But on top of that, you should just like try to get there like 3 days early.
yeah,
Yeah, just to like actually like.
nah. I'll be fine. I went to not Arrowhead, Mile High.
Oh, yeah.
Mile High was hilarious. Have you ever been to Mile High Stadium?
I've been to Denver. Didn't go to Mile High. I wasn't there
Been
during
to Mile
football.
High.
Did you ever catch yourself breathing super hard in Denver?
No, I was super in shape when I was in Denver.
Fair.
I just run the Spartan. So
No, because I wasn't. It was less about me being not in shape as I was going up a hill walking after the game, and I was like, that was a good game. I didn't feel tired. I was just like, why is my body? Oh, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Just my lungs were just like, you need oxygen, bitch.
Yeah.
Like just big like gulps of air, and I was like, not like I said, I wasn't gassed, I wasn't sweating. I was just like breathing heavy. It just felt the motion. I was like, oh shit, I'm dying.
I have like a kind of just like theory that like a lot of us as Mexicanos, kind of getting into the topic, are like naturally just
Mountain people.
built with like bigger lung capacity or like stronger
can adapt.
lungs. I don't know because
I learned something very interesting on this note today, and it was just that the people from Oaxaca and the people from northern Mexico, like they were almost so genetically different that they could almost be seen as two completely different ethnic groups. Kind of thing.
it's those like tribal peoples that are still around today.
Yeah.
I lost
They've-
my jungle strength. My jaguar strength? I don't have it. I have conquistador bulk. That's all I have.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 6'4" and giant and overpowering and hairy. I'm scary that way, but I lost my jungle jaguar strength. JJ is full on jaguar strength. That's all you have.
Yep.
Imagine JJ in the jungle jumping from a tree with a spear. That's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
But then me with a broadsword is also equally in armor, scary as fuck.
Fucking colonizer. No.
Whatever. You're fucking Italian. Don't talk to me. You have a fucking.
Bro, I showed up after the
He's all.
colonization.
He came to make friends.
I came to try Mexican food and find out how great it was.
You stole our tomatoes.
I brought them back.
You made fucking Buca de Beppo's, motherfucker, in Mexico. God dang it.
Is it?
No, I'm just saying. You guys didn't even bring fucking pasta. God damn it. Your family just like, rice is fine.
Yeah, we did. You made fideo.
Who brought noodles to fucking Mexico?
No one.
Spanish?
Technically, the
Was it the
Chinese
Spanish?
still brought the noodles to Mexico.
No, but
It-
Chinese they got it from China, but who took it from China, took it to Mexico?
No,
The Chinese.
The Chinese.
When were the Chinese go to Mexico?
They went to Mexico.
1800s,
Yeah.
like late 17 or late.
It's actually kind of
Is
amazing.
that before the conquistadors?
no
after.
No,
That's what I'm saying. After. So
No, but,
Oh,
it is
okay,
it
yeah.
is amazing the amount of stuff from Mexico that's like, yeah, that's from the Chinese. That's not nothing.
Well,
to do
it's
with
from
Spain.
other places. Like
Nah.
fucking horchata's not Mexican. Tamarindo's not Mexican.
But I
like
mean-
indigenous Mexican.
But,
sorry.
but
Like-
things that you think of that as Mexican, like
100%.
piñatas, Chinese,
Yeah.
fireworks,
Dude,
Chinese.
my favorite one, Spanish tile. The clay tile. That's Japanese. We stole that from,
yes.
we stole that from the Japanese.
I was going to say
Spain stole
Chinese,
it
but
from
okay.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, stole it from the Japanese, and then the Spanish gave it to us, and it's like Spanish tile. It's like change the color, make it stone colored, and it's a fucking pagoda. That's all it is.
I was having
My
conversation.
favorite treats is cacahuates japoneses. Japanese peanuts.
Oh my god, yeah. My wife was like, "No, they're Mexican." I was like, "It literally says. It literally says.
It's right there on the label, baby.
What does it say?" All right, but no. I had a conversation with my wife and my brother-in-law also because they were like, I forgot. I think they were. My wife was just scrolling through TikTok, and I think she heard the like German accordion. She's like, "Whoa, this sounds really like familiar. Like isn't this appropriation?" I was like, "No, that's like it's all German." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "No, norteños and banda is like German."
Right.
And she's like, "No, it's not. It's Mexican." I was like, "Yes, it's an offshoot of German like folk music."
Right.
Yeah.
And she was like, I like for way too long I couldn't get her to understand like, no, the accordion is a German instrument,
Right.
That was
Polkas.
brought
Yeah.
down.
New
and-
Braunfels.
yeah, exactly. And
Fredericksburg.
Pflugerville, like all. And so I was like letting her know. I was like, no, like this, that, boom, boom, boom. Mexicans just took the accordion and turned it, and made made banda and norteños, just like.
Put a sick
Yeah.
beat under it. And just,
But it's just like any other kind of music. Like black people took blues and jazz and made rock. Then they took that and they made rap and then hip hop, and it's just like you just doing different fucking offshoots.
And then there was that one time I had a family member marry a Cote d'Ivoirian African lady, and we were like, my family was all full of drummers and stuff, and then they were like, well, we're gonna play music from both the families. So I had the Mexican, hey baby, kepa, boom, 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 boom. Then they switched to the fucking Ivory Coast music, and guess what? It's the fucking same. It's just it was just all the same fucking rhythms, just with a different language. And I'm like, I don't understand Spanish anyway, so it's all the same to me.
Yeah.
So, fucking, I don't even know what they speak in Ivory Coast. I think they speak French, but like,
I think they speak French and Spanish.
I'm
French and Spanish.
very definite about the French, not about
Definitely,
the Spanish.
yeah, no of the French and whatever. But point is, it was very funny to watch my Mexican family go, African music's the same. It's like, where do you think we got it from?
Equatorial Guinea for sure speaks Spanish.
Yes.
But that's the only
How the
one that
fuck
I
the
know.
Spaniards get there?
Did the Armada, the invincible Spanish Armada?
Same way they got here, bro.
Not so invincible after the 1500s, but yeah.
I feel like there was a different way. I could be wrong though.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of mixing once the Moors conquered Spain. And
For the record, this is a great prelude to our topic.
Yeah, we're not normally on topic before we get
no, but
on
like,
topic.
this actually
it
applies
actually
because
works
then,
out,
then we talk about the question that we're going to talk about in the main show. But this is like, so where the fuck did all these things come from in the Central America? How did it get there? Adobe. I'm kidding. It was already there. It's just mud. We just got real good at mud and stone, which is fucking sick.
And baking.
And obsidian.
Fuck, my
Pretty
brain
much-
just went through like fucking writing insurance questions for Adobe House.
Yeah, dude. Oh, no, me and my girl, like, I was looking for a house to see, like, what houses look like, and I found one that just looked like a shanty for $600,000, and I'm like, I could do the inspection right now and tell us all the fucking things that are wrong with this because I worked in insurance with this guy for a while. But no, speaking of Obsidian Knives, I was out on TikTok again learning about like certain cultures and why certain things happen and why certain things are in certain places. And so someone was like, if you have a house with everything in it, people will say it's like a religious relic if they don't know what it is. Well, one of them in Central America, they found a bunch of obsidian knives and they put it in the ceiling and they said, oh, or like the attic, right? And they were like, why do they put the obsidian knives in the attic? Is it because they think the sun makes it sharper? And they're like, yep, that's the theory. Let's go ahead with it. And then some random mom person in the thing was like, oh, to keep the kids from fucking cutting themselves.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's why we've talked. I also just had this conversation with a friend, a coworker of mine. But I was like, if you are not from that culture, you don't have any right to teach anything of that culture. Period. You have all the right to learn. I think anybody has the right to learn. But I will forever be staunchly opposed of a British, white, European teaching anything about like Black American, like, you know, just Afro diaspora.
Can I ask you a very complicated question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So one of the things that pissed me off immediately was knowing that the library in London or whatever, the fucking museum, has the crown of Montezuma.
Yeah.
That pisses me off to no end because it's ours. It's ours. But then let's just say they do give it back to Mexico. How quickly does some fucking cartel guy steal that shit and wear it all the time?
But
like, what happens? Like,
well, so that's the thing, though. The cartel's actually been very staunch about like protecting that history, and a lot of the not really cartels anymore, but like.
But it just takes one pendejo. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, you're not wrong.
The
but
overall issue.
The big point is like a lot of these like street level like peoples are actually like the ones who are very forefront of like the fight of bringing back a lot of cultural like representation and importance, and so they've been the ones who've next to like just the president really been like fighting to bring it back and like put it in museums.
But they also killed a fuck ton of political people in this last election. It's like
here's the thing. So you're not wrong. I've also so going and having like the benefit to be able to like actually talk to a lot of my like wife's families who are there. Mm-hmm. It's not okay. Murder's not okay. Murder's not good.
Murder's bad. Next list 2024.
And it is wrong.
Well, okay.
There should be a stronger word.
No,
killing is badon.
So here's the thing. No, but
at
the same time,
and at the same time.
So no, and at the same time though, like what's ended up happening is that a lot of the. I don't know what to call them. Not narcos, but like comandantes, like a lot of the commanders and everything on the street levels. They've come together more so in support of communities, and they've learned, unlike for whatever fucking reason we can't in the U.S., that there's a lot of political corruption, and just like in the U.S., the entire, I don't give a shit about what anybody says, but the entire police force is all corrupt. And so
In Mexico or the U.S.?
both.
Okay.
Both. Like, you know,
I get. Well, I mean, the police in the United States, it's a series of just
100%.
like,
100%.
we need to keep the gangs in check by not interrupting their business so much, so that
Well, at the
they
same
only
time,
hurt
we've
themselves.
we've also come to a realization that just in 2024 that like there's an entire police gang and like
Yeah.
in LA,
Right.
You know, so not to get off topic, but referring back to like what's happened with the political like deaths and killings is that a lot of these people are coming in as like mayors of towns and saying like I'm gonna combat these like narcos, and for one, again, they're not narcos because they're not smuggling any drugs.
Right.
They're literally just kind of like think about Neighborhood Watch on like steroids with like armed and like they're gonna beat your ass if you're out there causing trouble.
Right.
And so they're putting as political like faces like pressure and support behind police. But the police is all fucked up. And the ones who are doing a lot of like the crime and doing a lot of like the stealing or like smuggling or like intimidating and whatnot. And so like better or worse, you know, these people are now essentially the protectors of like every little colonia.
Right.
And so they end up saying, if you come into power in our like space and in our territory, know that you cannot put any support behind the police, because the moment you put more police force in our face, we will come back and make sure that that police force doesn't stay for very long. And so that's why people are dying, because people are, as political leaders, saying, yeah, we need to protect and support the police.
tough on crime.
Yeah, exactly. And so unfortunately, like my wife tells me, and it's just the crazy thing is that I'm very thankful for my learning and the way I've learned and been educated, because what she told me is exactly what I've learned and been telling everybody. But that when I think it was Vicente Fox was president of Mexico, he tried to be essentially Mexico's George Bush and was like super like, we're gonna do a war against crime and war against drugs, and everybody was like, okay, there was peace. Not anymore, because now you're coming in and trying to fuck shit up.
I remember that part.
Yeah. And so it was like essentially him pulling like bad people and putting them into like police force positions to go and assault and commit war on these, again, I guess, I don't know, community protectors or whatever, colonial protectors and pueblito protectors. And so they went to war. And there's like, I didn't know this, but apparently there was a day that when he, in the same week that he announced that war on drugs, there was a complete country ceasefire between any kind of like combating forces, and they fucking mobbed the presidential house because they were like, you did this.
Right.
Just know that you did this. And ever since then, there was a war, because there was obviously it's like, you know, the whole origin of, you know, crack epidemic. Now we're all at war for drugs because the government put it into our spaces.
Right.
So the same thing back then. It's, you know, like there was peace. There's not perfect, but there was peace.
Right.
But because the government put all this shit in there, now we've been at tensions for fucking 20-something years. So,
And then I don't want to push too hard because I don't know everything. I know vague things. There was a time in 2006 where I knew everything about Mexican politics. I knew everything about South American politics, really, in general. But that time is come and gone. The only thing I want to ask is, like, aren't the cartels still behind things like the 43 students that went missing and things like that?
So supposedly, but there was something that came out, I think it was last year or like maybe somewhere like in 22, where it came out that the police were the ones who did it.
Yeah.
Because the police were trying to get everybody ramped up to go back to war against the
Cartel,
narcos, whatever,
yeah.
like
Right.
just the gangs, or I mean, because they're reality, they're gangs, right?
Yeah.
But so the gangs, but yeah, it was the police force. So the police did it again. It's just like Oh yeah, like
It's one of
this
those things
little-
where I check in and I check out once in
Yeah.
a while, and it's just like it's so hard because I mean I believe before Obrador they had their own like Trump, they
Yeah.
had their own Rick Perry basically president.
Yeah.
And there are some times where it's just like hangarounds that committed the crime or whatever. Because I know there was recently an Australian surfer and an American surfer that went.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this. There's some Marine went all gun ho and he died, and they tried to make it a sympathetic story, and then I was like, no, that guy kind of.
Well, these dudes legit just wanted to surf.
Yeah.
Right.
And they ended up getting killed. And the first thought is like, oh, it was the cartels, it was the gangs. And it turns out, no, it was a boyfriend and girlfriend that were trying to just steal their tires, I think. And they ended up getting caught. So boyfriend shoots them. And they're not like gang affiliated. They were hang-arounds maybe. Like dude might have sold drugs and stuff, but wasn't a cartel member, wasn't one of these community protectors.
There was also another family from the South. I don't remember what state they were from, but they went.
You talking about the black family?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but
Well, no. So I mean, they were a black family, but
Yeah.
and so that's also a complete.
no, I know the truth of that one too.
Well,
but
yeah, the Haitian,
Yeah.
the Haitian cartel. So yeah, they were smuggling drugs, like unfortunately, and it's
Yeah.
not like a.
But Fox News for a little bit was like, these people can't even go to Mexico
Yeah.
without becoming victims of violence, and it's like, well, on that one,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the intro.
Fuck yeah. Al Pastor is 100% Lebanese.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
I have to make the noise because otherwise we'll get copyright stricken.
Oh, is that how it works? All right,
This
good
one,
night.
this one does anyway. Yeah.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good night, everybody. That's the end.
Evening.
Good evening. Welcome
Buenas tardes.
to Más o Menos Mexicanos. My name is Marcos. I will be your host here today, but I'm not alone. On my right,
Oh, it's me, Sam Gonzalez, aka The Excellence. Welcome, everybody.
and across from him, in the... I'm going to go with brown shirt.
It's definitely brown.
What would you think it was?
I was
what's
gonna be fancy and say coffee or cocoa.
I'll
You know,
definitely say coffee.
No, it's more of a milk chocolate, if anything.
Mocha?
Dirt?
Mocha.
I'll go mocha. I'll go mocha.
I'll go mocha. Also, it's a fucking Guayabera, bro. I came dressed up.
I can't see his white better.
Also, you fucking hairless freak. How do you have no hair, you indigenous
Oh, bro,
bastard?
yeah.
You indigenous bastard. That's right, I said it.
Yeah, no, I
Goddamn waterproof motherfucker over there.
I'm mostly
Hey,
hairless too, bro.
I know, but he's showing it off.
Before you lecture him on his hair and he lectures me on fashion, introduce yourself.
Emiliano Angel Guajardo, aka El Whiskylero.
And next to him,
Oh, we're using our full names now? I'm Takis. I'm Jesus Jose Morales Martinez.
Oh,
Mine's like my password, so I can't say it. I'm just kidding. No,
I was gonna say that's
the first thing they tell you
no-no.
not
Yeah, I
to
was
do.
gonna say that's a no-no.
Well,
my passwords are all my first, middle, and last name backwards.
so we've had a very funny development, and this is really new, but people are getting more and more into fantasy as people get more into nerd stuff. Sam had his first D&D session, I think, like 2 months ago.
Shit fucking sucked. I hated it.
It's just
I
'cause
killed
he
him 3
died.
times.
JJ killed me. That's the thing. I have finagled myself alive 3 times, but JJ killed me with his fists 3 more times. Damn. Which shows you that's not the type of fantasy I want to live
shit
in.
out of them.
Well, speaking of fantasies that you want to live, so as D&D gets more accessible to more and more people, it's become more multicultural.
Damn it! They put a black person in there. God dang it! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's exactly what the response always is, though.
yeah.
They made Aragorn black like one time, or like I think it was black in Magic the Gathering, and everyone started fucking crying. So I just assumed that was the fucking the complaint that I was going to
Did
hear.
y'all know that Ariel, the Little Mermaid, is black?
Yeah. No, not only that, the kids TV show they're all black. All the mermaids are black. And like Ursula's also black. And I'm like,
and she's
hell
like a good
yeah.
guy now, and which is like a cool take. I'm interested in seeing how that
she's like
works.
Auntie Ursula or some shit like that. I can literally call her that.
Doing the
I thought it was Tati.
Something like that.
Tati.
I was
Tati
actually
Ursula.
trying to think of the dude that hangs out with Goofy that used to try to kill Mickey.
Pete?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pete's Mexican for sure.
Yeah, Pete's
Well,
definitely Mexican.
But that's all I'm saying is that was not me saying that. That was just when I hear multicultural in fantasy, I just hear Star Wars fans going, "Why are there lesbians, women witches in this show?"
Yeah.
and then I just
that's
start,
not my problem.
I
with
just
that
start
show.
shutting off.
I am interested to hear your problem when I'm done with the show. We're
Okay.
caught up.
I just.
I am actually enjoying the show. I feel like episode 5 was a great payoff, but
Yeah.
I mean the build not my
Really?
favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll get
That
to
episode
it. But
4 was not stellar.
episode 3 is one of my least
That
favorite.
is a very good pour, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's not like if you tip it over, it's going to pour out. But it's I respect your.
Well,
I respect
for once,
your
this
game.
multicultural thing isn't about black people. It's about us.
Yeah.
We're getting something.
Yeah, we're orcs.
Yes. So
Boys.
So where did the orcs get the fucking accordion?
Touche.
They got that from the fucking elves.
Do they have an orc?
No, I don't know.
they don't have an orc.
They got hawks though. Who's the fucking
They
falconers?
don't have an orc accordion. All right. Good night, guys. Yeah.
Well, orcs actually used to be kind of associated with black people in a racist way.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
not
fucking
good.
figure.
Yeah, the other people, whatever, that's what they did. So, but at a certain point, they were like, cool, we're going to make a new manual. We're going to try to make more multicultural. And we got orcs. They made them super Mexican. Look, the dude
In the
has
desert too. I don't like orcs live in the mountains. Why in the desert now? Jesus.
desert mountains.
That's maybe.
And cacti.
Yeah.
Isn't
Look,
there
this guy.
one? Yeah,
This is
one of-
Emiliano over here making whiskey.
He's eating a tuna right there.
So shout out. Speaking of tuna, shout out to a buddy of mine, Jacob, who works at Bent Distilling up in Dallas. That motherfucker. So he's Mexicano, went full balls to the wall and said, you know what, I'm going to just do something crazy, and made a mesquite smoked tuna, essentially gin. Ooh. Holy shit. Navy proof, so 114, it drinks like juice. It is so fucking amazing.
I think I don't think that
fucking
could
amazing.
happen.
I was about to say that's not normally associated with gin. It doesn't. It's not even made from a fruit.
Yeah, I guess it would. Or I guess brandy. No, brandy. I guess it would be a brandy.
Brandy.
Yeah,
okay.
he just said distilled spirit, which it is. It's just a distilled spirit at that point. But I guess technically, because I don't know what's being distilled, it's like a brandy. But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
Either way, it's
I mean,
phenomenal.
I'll make some orc meat if we need to. I'm down with that. I
no,
can do that.
that's Emiliano's job over here. You can be the falconer.
I have to ride a horse. Who's
or
that
ride
big
the
person
horse.
on the cliff?
Oh well, I'm pretty sure that's just an elder.
That's fine. I'll be elder. That's fine. Just fucking stand on the tip of Pride Rock over there.
This is why he did
Nice.
bad. He was just kind of like,
No,
Actually, that's how he made his characters. Like, just make it like both.
yeah, and then I got
make it the-
fucked up. I got fucked up all crazy like. It was bullshit. My guy didn't do anything.
I figured that
It was worthless.
When I was talking to my buddy who does a lot of D&D, he's like a whole campaign and everything he does with friends of ours. He's like, well, you got to figure out what you would be. And I was like, whatever.
Every time.
Well, no. So I figured I would be a dwarf,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
but I would be a weird, like, magic and philosophical and spiritual based dwarf that has, like, stupid, crazy, like, I guess, bulk.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what
I'm
would
definitely,
be-
like, a weird combo.
So what fantasy meat is the Outbastor in that universe? Is it dragon? Is there sheeps or something?
I actually don't know what the livestock is. In
Come
D&D.
on.
I think they do.
It would probably be cockatrice.
Maybe.
I am also
Fucking-
not familiar with any of them.
Fucking cook up a delicious ass gelatinous cube and shit. Just fucking make a tuétano out of it. Just fucking put it in the
There's a
bones.
cockatrice, and there's another one that's also like a chicken. Or no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just look up D&D
I'm
animals.
getting the mythologies confused. They're both a cockatrice is
Oh,
born.
look at that! Have fun.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
you can.
That's a fighting rooster, bro. That's not.
That'd be funny as shit. They put one of those on the rancho that the fucking orcs live at. It's just a fighting fucking whatever the cockatrice. I'm just saying. I just want to know what the fantasy treats are. If I'm gonna be a Mexican in fantasy world, I want to know what shit we're grilling. That's all.
That's true.
It looks like they weren't very.
valid
It's just a cow. Like they weren't very
They still have
imaginative.
cows.
Fuck it.
There
cows.
you go. Auroch. Oh, that looks good. You put that slow cook that right there. Give me some rump roast right there. That's good eating.
Yeah.
Give me a
they didn't-
Pegasus. Now you
They
don't eat
didn't try
horses.
very hard on this one.
I don't know.
I think even the only one thing I know is fish, and it's still like trout.
Yeah.
Shit. Orc salmon. I'd try it.
Well, the point why I gathered you here today is you run into roadblocks a lot of times with being Mexican American, where it's just kind of like I know it does happen with almost every other ethnicity, but there's so much gatekeeping in Mexican culture where it's just kind of like, oh, I like this music, and it's like you don't know shit about this music,
Which is actually surprising. One of the jobs in D&D for the Mexican orcs is gatekeeper.
I was on TikTok the other day, just scrolling through, and I got a recipe for tinga. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that looks easy enough. Like, I'll save this. And then I went to the comments, and the first comment was, you don't know shit about making tinga. Fuck, bro.
That's every Mexican food comment, though. That's every Mexican food comment. Here, I made some Mexican Spanish rice, so I used some Norse seasoning. Use tomatoes, you stupid bitch. It's like, what the fuck? Every time. The first comment with 70,000 likes is use real tomatoes, you dumb asshole. It's always that. Every recipe. It could be the most delicious, delectable looking piece of carne you've ever seen in your life. And it's like,
You're not going to like this next part.
what?
The username was like Steve from California.
Steve? Not even like Stefan.
His name was not Steve. I made up a name.
Esteban. Okay.
But the last half of it was from California.
But it wasn't Estefan from California.
But it happens no matter what it is. You could straight up be Miguel de Oaxaca, and it would still be like you don't.
Oh, that was his next claim. Like, I scrolled through this flame more because I was like, nah, bro, this is accurate. And he was like, nah, man, I'm from Oaxaca. Then why does your username say California?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is very hard for us as Mexican Americans to go to Mexico and completely fit in. Maybe you can, for sure.
I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb when I
Dog,
go.
so I told my wife that because she never heard this story because it just happened so fast, and I was just like, I also just felt embarrassed, and I was like, oh fuck me, it's not. I don't feel like it's racial profiling. It probably kind of honestly was moderately racial
It's
profiling.
a national origin profiling for sure.
Well, I say this because my first time ever going to Mexico, we were hanging out, and I was in their little like courtyard area, and I'm just like sitting outside. It's like kind of, I don't know, 6 something in the afternoon. I just have a beer in my hand, sitting on the porch, enjoying the breeze, and I see a black man on a bike. Like right across like the courtyard. I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck? What you doing down here, homie? And he was just like, ¿A qué? No hablo inglés. I was like, ah, fuck. That's right. There are black people in Mexico. No, mi primo. Yeah, discúlpame. Yeah. I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, I feel fucked up on that one. I fucked up on that one.
To be fair, that's pretty rare. In any given day.
In her pueblito, yes, but I still fucking should have known better.
That's fair. That's like doing that here. Hey, what's up, homie?
Yeah.
I live like I'm from here.
You know what's funny is though, when I was in Alaska and I found another like brownish person, I was like, so Texas or California? Which one you from?
Or Hawaii.
Yeah. No, they weren't. They're a different brown.
Paco's that brown.
And he was like, Pennsylvania.
Oh, shit. Yeah, right. Exactly.
When I go to Mexico, I always feel like my clothes are a little too nice. That's how they tell me apart. Even though I dress like a slob.
Huh.
But like
It's a newer.
it's a newer
kind of-
like yeah,
I guess
or
so.
it, like I'll be wearing my stupid Dragon Ball graphic tee, and Dragon Ball's popular over there,
Right.
But it's too nice of it. Like it's not a bootleg.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the colors are like matching
You
the
got to-
cartoon.
yeah.
You got licensed products in this.
Exactly.
No, see, that's what I'm not afraid
Even though I
of.
do have bootleg Simpsons merch, I never wear it when I go to Mexico.
I'm not afraid of it, but I know I'm going to stand
going
out.
to happen
Like
for
I'm
sure.
6'4", and I only speak English, and I look like this. So I have no
I don't
tan to
think
speak of.
I don't think the looks is what's gonna sell you. I think it's obviously gonna be like definitely the way you carry yourself.
Okay.
That's not enough.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna be silent. You ever want to know me fucking silent? It's gonna be me in Mexico. I'm just gonna be listening. Just
Nah.
like, I don't know how to talk.
That's actually, when it comes to talking, that's one of the first things that happens, because my Spanish is okay, not
Yeah.
good, not great. And when I went, so I spent 2 weeks in Costa Rica.
nice.
And then when I was there, I would fuck up once in a while. My vocabulary wasn't as on point because I'm not talking Spanish every day. But they'd give me a little bit of grace and be like, he tried.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico City for a day, and everywhere I went, it was like,
Mexico City's kind of weird though. You have to ask for cheese in your quesadilla. That's a real thing. Yeah, you guys didn't know this?
No, I didn't.
In Mexico City, quesadilla does not imply cheese. You have to ask for it.
What?
You know what? I'm for that though. I'm not a big fan of cheese, so
Interesting.
I'll have my first quesadilla in.
where's the queso in the quesadilla, according to BBC? They wrote a whole article about it.
Hey, according to you, they're not allowed to fucking speak on that shit.
I was gonna say I was literally about to say I don't fucking trust anything the BBC has to say about this shit.
Look, I gotta
I didn't
say,
get my info from BBC. I got it from Mexican TikTok.
It was written by Naomi Tomke.
Tomke, that's Russian. but look at that. Look at the picture again. I don't know why we don't exclusively use blue corn. It just looks so much better.
Bro, mi tradición, South Austin, right in the corner of I-35 and William
Like right
Cannon.
by our apartment.
So in that shopping center, there's gonna be like you can't miss it. There's a Whataburger right at the corner of William Cannon I-35, and then there's an Academy in there. Just look across like catty corner to the Whataburger. So in the far back, mi tradición, huaraches, bro, huaraches. It's essentially big ass
Huarache.
fucking blue corn tortilla, and it's like everything on it is just fucking amazing.
You drive past your job to go there and then go back?
So on days when we're kind of like a little slow and there's not too much going on, I'll go by and for $20 get like a piece of pan for everybody, huarache for everybody, and then my own personal coffee, and then I'll come back and
You're a great coworker.
every single time that anybody like I bring whiskey like to share, everybody's like, "Can I crack this whiskey? Can I try it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fucking." If I bring whiskey, I expect for people to be like pouring out of it. Like whiskey is to completely share.
Right.
100%. Food, same thing. If I get something for me personally, I'll like hide and eat it because I'm not comfortable like eating when I didn't bring something for
yeah.
But yeah.
I will say on the note of what you were talking about, and that's why I was like, okay, cool, we're on topic because I'm going to start with gatekeeping. One of the things that I noticed is because there was a guy that I used to follow, and all he was doing was he was just a nerd. He was a Mexican nerd, but he was like really into Aztec mythology, and he'd be like, this is this god, this is that god.
I know exactly who you're talking
at
about.
this one.
I
Look
don't
at that
remember if we had this conversation, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Well, then you probably know where this is going, where I was just kind of like, he got dragged by Aztecs, like actual Aztecs, as they were like, you're not speaking the language close to right.
no
You
waddle. I'm like,
Now what?
like, yeah.
You're the one that taught me all the noises
Yeah.
in there and shit. I'm like,
Now
all
watch.
right.
Yeah. Xochitl. Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, you're
yeah.
just reading Wikipedia entries, and none of them are right because you
Not
haven't.
even.
Yeah.
Wikipedia has better info than he does. He's getting his info from the BBC. No, I was like, bro, like, and I had the one time that I knew like it was a lost cause was when I did comment on one of his videos one time, and he deleted my comment, and I was like, all right, you know what? Block, restrict, the whole fucking nine.
You're gone.
And actually, no, I didn't block him because I wanted to see my friends who did send me his videos, because I had a few who did, who was like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" Like, is it like?
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, completely wrong." Like, this dude's like saying that fucking Tlaloc and Chaltitlicue are married. It's like, or I'm like, they're siblings. Like, what? Like,
Well, to be fair, in mythology, sometimes.
yeah. And so
We're
like,
not the fucking Greeks. What is this?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I got that backwards. They are married. He was saying they're sisters, but that they were, or siblings, but that they were married. And I was like, no, like, we didn't do the whole incest thing. Sorry.
Right. We're not the Greeks, as we've said before.
Or the Spaniards, or the
But that's how
entire of Europe.
But that's how it happens.
Sorry.
in,
Zeus fucked everything, and Loki.
I was about to say that's how it happens in so many factors of Mexican culture, where it's just kind of like, I feel like the only place that you're kind of accepted is soccer. Actually, soccer here is more popular than it probably is in Mexico. Like, the Mexican national team probably plays in Houston way more times than they've played in Mexico City.
I think so, because they play like, or they show more love to like their regional teams than the national.
Yeah. Yeah, they care more about America.
Although those
or Cruz
memes
Azul.
when the Chivas lost.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't pay attention to soccer.
This was like last year. I think they were playing Cruz Azul and they were tied, and then they blew it like in the last minute of the game. So there was just a bunch of TikToks of people like sitting outside in the rain drinking like ¿Cuándos?
Hold on. And by the way,
people like calling their mom like, no, es que solo estoy haciendo unas cositas. No, estoy bien, ama, estoy bien.
and all I'm saying when it comes to Mexican soccer, no era penal, day 3,651, 10 hours, 3 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Fuck yeah.
No era penal.
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
That's my
so
favorite
great.
Mexican soccer meme of all time. Fuck the Netherlands. God damn them.
I actually found a whole bunch of Copa America memes.
Oh, goddamn, I can't read it.
I can't see it. It's just,
I was
It's
gonna
too
say, I
small.
can't see
That's just all I could find.
It's low quality.
It's made by someone
Just
in a
like
basement.
just like your Dragon Ball Z t-shirts. Your memes are as quality as the t-shirts.
I will say, on the note of Mexican soccer, we probably it's very bad right now, and it's at the lowest of lows. It just fucking lost to Venezuela.
Damn.
Yeah.
They don't
yeah.
even pay their players. Their players. Did you see that? Their players like protested a game, and they told the other team like, "We understand you get paid to score goals, so feel free to score a goal. Just don't like be a piece of shit and don't like make us look bad."
Yeah.
So they just let the guy
No, 7-0,
score a goal.
damn it.
Yeah, and so like I think didn't they?
7-1.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But it was they were just like, yeah, fucking go ahead, score. We know. Like, it's okay.
And it was 14-21.
Catch your paycheck, baby.
No kidding.
Translations, please. I also want to ja.
There were 6 hat tricks in that game. That's what I would have tried to fucking pad my stats like crazy.
You know what's funny on the note of translations? Because language in general, like that's kind of one of the first things that I run into all the time. I did see a meme play out the way that I argued, because I was like, it's dumb. I just can't speak Spanish. I fucked up. I can do okay, but I can't do like an everyday conversation. Like when I was working in insurance, they were like, hey, do you want to get the bilingual line? And I was like, no, bro, I don't even know what deductible is in Spanish.
Right.
Eso menos eso. Like,
Tienes un deductible. You can't just say it with a Spanish accent. Tengo un insurance policy.
yeah.
I think it would be
Deductible, I guess. I don't know. Some of the
No, but you can't. You can't guess. It has to be the proper form.
yeah, for
Imagine
sure,
going
yeah.
to like a professional business thing and being like, "What is up, homie?" At a professional Fortune 500 company, it wouldn't work.
Even I come across those situations, like in my past job. The problem is that a lot of tech is created in English-speaking countries,
Right.
Yeah.
So that shit doesn't get translated.
They don't want to invest.
A bug, like a bug in a program or a bug in a game, is still bug in Spanish. Se bugueó el pinche juego y no jala.
I was like, cucaracha.
That's fucking gold.
Bro,
Gold.
there are so many words that they like adopted and made up, especially because this was an MMO. So it was like, you know, I have a raid that I need to go to with my guild, and they would come to me complaining like, tengo que raidar hoy, raidear con mi guildo. Raidear con mi guildo.
Wait, did you say Guild O?
Some of them would. That one actually has a Spanish translation. It's hermandad.
Oh,
It's brotherhood.
I need to raid with my hermandad con mis hermanos.
El Wi-Fi.
Holy shit.
Something similar to that, and it has nothing to do with Mexicans, but I always thought it was funny. One of the persons that I dated, like, they spent a whole bunch of time in China teaching English, and because everything in China is 2 words put together,
Oh yeah.
they overuse computer. So like a calculator is like math computer, TV is like image computer.
Interesting.
And then Japan, they have replacement words. So like 20% of
They
those
also
words.
do what Spanish-speaking countries do with tech.
Right. So like 20% of their words is like Coca-Cola, and it's like, wait, what? We're just gonna use it in English. That's the Japanese word.
McDonaldo,
McDonaldo, yeah.
biru, kohi. There's a bunch of them.
Do they not have beer?
Coffee.
Oh, okay, all right.
Kohi is coffee. Biru is beer.
Was there any other moments
Pikachu.
outside of language that you've come up across gatekeepers in your life? Like, I mean, have you ever, in whiskey making, had someone be like, "Nah, bro, you're doing it wrong"?
In video games, yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, if you want to speak on video games first, yeah, go for it.
Well, so I don't like WoW. Never rode that wave. But I got hired by the company that makes it to help people with their bullshit problems in WoW. So, but players are savvy enough to know when you're like trying to bullshit around them. Mm-hmm. And you know, the ones that had like a hyper specific issue with their specific character would call me out on that and be like, bro, well, one, don't play a paladin. Be a monk like me. All the cool people are monks.
Well, what's your story?
Serenity just brought up, but yeah, all these are borrowed words. Yeah, we're very familiar with borrowed words. There's like almost 100-something borrowed words that are Nahuatl, that are actually go both ways into either Spanish or English. Tomat, cacahuatl, aguacatl.
I was only kind of
coyote.
making fun of it, but it sounded more accurate when I did it that way.
Yeah, coyote. But yeah, tamal or tamali, just depending on regionality.
Cabrones.
I imagine,
That's not true.
Yeah, no.
I made that up.
I imagine tecuache.
Yes, it's but obviously not in English. English, I think they got it from I don't remember where possum or opossum came from, but yeah, it's tacuatl or tacuale. I think it is something like tacuali. Yeah,
So that would-
tacuali.
you would
but
probably-
that's nahuatl, and then it translates into Spanish.
So you would make that sound for mapache too? Mapache. I'm learning.
I don't know what the word for mapache is, but I would imagine it is probably like either mapali or mapatli. Like it would probably be mapatli.
If you get it wrong, there's gonna be some asshole in the comments. You got it wrong, you
100%,
bitch.
yeah. I'm waiting for somebody.
We're treading fucking light waters here between the Spanish.
I was about to say it
ingredients.
started with a deep dive in Mexican politics, and I was like, I am actually not intelligent enough to.
You said languages, right?
Yeah, well, so yeah, language, and then for like Nahuatl, they ended up obviously borrowing words from Spanish for things that they didn't have. So like caballo is caballo. Mm-hmm. You drop the hard V or hard B, and for vaca it's
Moo.
vacat or vacali, something like that.
Shit.
Yeah. So there's like things we didn't have obviously here or that were indigenous to here. That were brought over.
No, I just remembered another word. I was like, it was on the tip of my tongue. Popote. Straw.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Mexican straw.
Yeah.
Because apparently
I was going to say,
everywhere else.
every fucking Latin American country has a different fucking word for. Because popote is like your anus, right? Or something like that. In Chile, yeah, it's like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's like.
But the origin of the word, it's a reed.
Yeah.
And that's why we use it for straw.
Like in the cartoons.
Yeah.
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 What was your story for like when you got?
It was. I mean, obviously being in the spirits industry, it was spirits. So I had what's going on here? Hold on, I just saw.
It's just
okay. All right. But yeah, it was in spirits. So it wasn't as intensive because like once they kind of like figured out like, oh, this guy actually makes spirits, like I should probably like back off a little bit. But it was like the making of like mezcal and what tequila is, and like like I don't know off the top of my head the regions, but like tequila is not just limited to Tequila Mexico anymore. It's like now there's I think 13 or 14 states that can do it.
My dad in like 2004, 2005, I remember him telling me that it's only tequila if it's made in Mexico.
That is true.
Right.
That's true.
But it changed, I think, like 2011. So, like, relatively recently, where, like, it can now be made within different regionalities and states, but it still has to be 100% Blue Weber agave. Like, that's the only...
Sticking point.
Yeah, point,
Guideline.
essentially. Yeah, that it has to be made out of that. So, yeah, I mean, it would be spirits... man, I don't know. Maybe...
I do kind of.
I don't know, maybe culture, I guess, just kind of like you're not like.
Well, I was about to say, as a
Mexican.
teacher too, you might have run into that.
Not really, just because like I
Was the example of what a Mexican was? You were the only one in fucking what's oh my god, words. Academia. There you go. That's
yeah, I mean,
right.
I don't know, man. I want to say like probably just like culture would just be like the big one, because when I would go down South Texas, my cousins who were like from Mexico and would come over and hang out with us, they're like, oh man, like it's funny that you think you're Mexican. I'm like, all right. And I mean, I didn't take that to heart. I didn't take it to heart, but I was just like, all right, guys, like, you know, whatever. But it's really not gonna bother me. But I also
just moved north of San Antonio, and everyone south of San Antonio
exactly,
was like,
exactly.
you lost your card, bro.
Yeah. Fair. No, but I'm only 9 blocks away from Cesar Chavez, so no. That's, no,
You're still north of San Antonio, bro. Because
Yeah.
San Antonio, like every San Antonio person I know that reps San Antonio is like,
100%.
fuck Austin, bro.
Yeah,
They're not.
yeah.
Yeah,
100%. And I like I forgot what his name is, but he's the Brahma's XFL US or UFL like essentially mascot.
Yeah.
And he goes to like as the mariachi. He's the mariachi for them. And he like just did a TikTok video like saying, yeah, he's like, fuck man, I'm gonna have to do this long ass bullshit drive to California, and it says like, welcome to Austin. I'm like, and I commented on his Instagram. I was like, bro, don't like. Some of us are actually from here. Like, you don't gotta do us like that. Like, fuck no. But yeah, I would say just mostly culture and like just being like actually included as like a Mexicano by culture. It's, I guess that would be the biggest kind of gatekeeping. I don't know, man. I learned some things like the Nepantla, the Universo, and so like Mexico's like the fucking belly button of the universe. Everybody wants to be there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like everybody goes fucking there. So I don't know. I learned that really young and just didn't take too many things to heart.
I don't remember the exact quote, but there was an episode of Anthony Bourdain's, I think, CNN show. It was after the Travel Channel one. Where he goes to Mexico, and the quote is basically like, this is probably like the best melting pot of cuisine you could ever find. There's the diversity of ingredients, the diversity of people, like one willing to cook and two that just want to come here to learn to cook, is incomparable to the rest of the world. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So
man.
watch Chef on Hulu or The Bear. I'm sorry, about
Bear.
white guys in Chicagoland.
There's a movie called Chef.
That is-
Chicago
yeah.
actually does have great.
Chicago is fucking crazy, bro. Their
going in a little
food
bit.
combo.
I'm going actually before I go to Mexico, so I'm gonna go
Nice.
fuck around and see what their Mexican food's like.
Yeah, man. It's
They have a
supposed to be
carnitas
pretty
place
fucking
that's
poppin'.
fucking amazing.
It's really good, man.
The one you went to?
Yeah.
Oh, the food.
in general, everything in Chicago is awesome.
yeah.
Fun
But
time.
I don't know.
Well, Sam, I mean, do you have any moments where you felt like you were gatekept and it was just kind of like a... Because you don't... I mean, it does happen to everyone, but it just feels extra hard in Mexican culture. Just maybe it's just because Mexico is right there, and then it's just like you can go to Piedras and it's just like get judged right across the street.
I think it's also... and please have a... I mean, keep your point and I won't get too straight off, but I think it's also just because genuinely we're just passionate as fuck. Like, we are... I think potentially one of, if not the most passionate people of like whatever it is that we're invested in, like in the world. Soccer, anime, gaming, like whatever. It's like we got our thing and it's fucking balls to the wall and like that's it.
Well, we also have a weird thing where the ancestry that we identify as is right there, as opposed to Africa where it's unknown, African Americans in America, or Italians where they have New York and then the old country, as they would call it, or any sort of culture. Ours is right there. So there's people that, for example, there's people that lived in LA their entire life, and that goes to my example, and they speak Spanish and English, and they don't speak either of them particularly well. But if you don't speak Spanish, you fucking traitor, you fucking loser, you don't speak Spanish. It's like, bitch. Then you find a person in fucking Tijuana who works in the U.S. side and then goes back to Mexico to go to sleep. And they're like, I need to learn English because that's where all the jobs and good work are. And they don't judge anybody for knowing English. And so you have that dichotomy. And it's like, okay, we all know that it's good to know both languages, but the Mexican won't judge somebody for knowing English because they know, well, work has to be done, and it's just a skill that either you do or do not have. Whereas a native-born Californian or Tejano maybe will make that a point of their identity and make it ironclad. And if you attack anybody's identity, then they're going to get hurt. So when you're the example of when I've been gatekeeped, well, motherfucker, I made a podcast and a YouTube channel called The Mexcellence. And they found out I don't speak Spanish. And they said, you fucking fraud, you don't even speak Spanish. And then I said, say the Mexcellence in Spanish, as you would pronounce it with the Spanish language lettering. Mexicans is not a fucking word. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense in Spanish. Doesn't make any sense in English. Mexcellence is inherently an English word. But right away, the good I was trying to do when I first started this, people were like, well, you're not even fucking Mexican. Well, tell that to the white people who make fun of me coming out all those wetbag jokes in 2003. Tell that to fucking the immigration guy in Arizona, Officer Sanchez, asking me if I'm fucking a citizen or if I'm bringing any fruit from Arizona to California or any of that shit. So, I mean, it's always been for me the language thing. Because, you know, my dad grew up in the 50s, and I've told the story before, but it bears repeating. And they said, we're going to change your last name to Gonzalez with an S. And he's like, no, I'm 5 years old. It's a Z, you son of a bitch. And then they go, okay, well, you got to learn English. And he's like, well, I don't know English. And so then, like, in, like, second or third grade, they put him in special classes because they didn't know how to fucking deal with somebody who just spoke Spanish. And so he took that with him all his life and said, all right, my kids are going to take the hardest English class they can take. They're going to learn how to speak because the game is played in English. And guess what? I speak the most eloquently out of most anybody I ever really know, but when I choose to. My job is literally you fucking dork ass lames. No, my job is literally to use is messaging, as wording, and being able to convey messages. That is my job as a reflection of that history of being like, well, don't speak Spanish, you fucking asshole. Mm-hmm. But then right away, other people's identity that is tied to the language, it gets questioned by somebody who claims to be the Mexcellence, and they go, no, you can't be that because, well, no, you can't because you don't have this thing that makes me a part of my culture and my heritage, which is my language, where my culture and my heritage is what I fucking look like and my experience, and it's not contingent on the language. So that's been a constant struggle of people wanting language to be the dictator and me wanting the culture to be the dictator. Because the culture, the food, my grandma, their upbringing, my Tejano upbringing with my grandma, that's all a part of it. That's all in that mix, right? But there's people that are like, well, you don't use actual tomatoes in your ingredient. You don't use actual, and their version of it is the version because it's their identity. Try to remove someone's identity from something. Go to politics, right? Take a conservative guy and say, a gay couple doesn't have traditional marital roles, and they're like, what? No, a man has to do this and a woman has to do this, and they lose their fucking mind. It's a microcosm of that type of feeling where they don't. A Mexican speaks Spanish because all the Mexicans in my life speak Spanish, and all these young kids, they're all wrong. All these young kids that have Spanish-speaking parents that don't speak Spanish are wrong. And so then you get a whole generation of people who are told that they're fucking wrong when they're the future. And the language is going to die if you don't treat it with care and respect, or you don't embrace people to get into it. So you can close the gate, but the people are going to drown in the fucking moat, and no one's going to be able to go in.
Well, they're going to drown in the moat, or they're going to fucking break down the gate.
Right. And guess what?
And
And guess what? And what's then the question is, what is
$90 worth of Home Depot stuff.
right? But the question is then, what is then going to be the new definition of what a Mexican is? And I guess that's part of what we're going to be talking about in the rest of the show, because if it's not Spanish language and it's not food, or maybe we keep food, right? Maybe the next generation goes, Mexican food is the thing that unites us all. Great. We have it. We have all the cultures that go with it. But Spanish language might not make that cut because it's just not as accessible. It's always going to exist, but it's not going to be where the majority of second, third generation people, the population is so fucking massive now that it's going to get lost in the sauce, you know? So I don't know. I wonder what it's going to be, because that gatekeeping has been effective. But
so this is going to sound like a shot at you. I don't mean it.
Of course
as a
it is.
shot. No.
Of course it is. God damn, Spanish speaking motherfucker. Kidding.
No, it's not that. It's the
Italian.
No. It's gonna. If you let me, I mean, I'm only saying it because it sounds like a shot and it's not, and it's just like if you let me finish, you get a happy ending.
What?
How's it?
You don't have to give me sexual favors. I'm okay with being told.
Not that much of a happy ending. But it's just kind of like whenever Sam would talk about Mexican culture, I always felt it was a little disingenuous, and it wasn't a matter of anything to do with that. It's just because here in Texas, it always felt a little bit more authentic, because like when the Spurs went to the championship, they had a little mariachi kid that got hate mail everywhere that he went. When the Texas Rangers won the championship, they brought up a mariachi band to sing for them. But all that is to say that at the end of the day, there's still a lot of Mexican Americans in Texas that don't speak Spanish. Sam is right. And
They're called Tejanos, and they're Republican.
Whoa!
I didn't say all Tejanos are Republican. I'm just saying all Mexicano, Latino Republicans are Tejanos.
What?
What? Don't think about it.
Get out of here.
Don't think about
Get
it.
out. Get out. Continue your point.
Let's continue your point.
on that note, I mean, it's kind of funny whenever I hear someone talk about Sam's part of California. It's like, yeah, that's basically as red as Kansas if it was its own state.
Yeah, and that's because of bitch-ass farmers wanting handouts. You fucking corn farmers. Fuck them.
But anyway,
but to get to my point, just to make fun of Texas one more time, y'all put cheese on your food. That's not Mexican. Anyway.
Bro, Mexico has like
Tex-Mex
50 times kinds of cheeses.
But it's not the one queso, whatever bastardization y'all put
It's
on your
queso
food.
flameado.
Yeah, it's queso flameado.
Yeah, we don't.
But it's good.
I'm not talking about Trudy's and chili.
It's
There's
good
an actual,
there.
Yeah. But anyway,
not good here.
No, I can find you good queso flameado.
Okay,
here.
also, Texas is better Mexican food. Anyways.
What?
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not,
Tell that
I'm not
to-
doing that.
All right, now, okay, all right, pause.
all right,
Pause on that argument.
Pause on that argument and say you're wrong. Go ahead.
No.
Yes.
Continue your
No.
point.
Yes.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that what California did that Texas hasn't done is they have created I don't want to say a safe space, but they've created a new kind of Mexican-American culture, like with the funk movement, lowrider culture, cholos, and stuff like that. They did create a new kind
Chicanos?
of film. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like it's the Chicano to Tejano kind of like thing. It's just a evolution of like the grander Mexican culture that has evolved within these politicized lines of states that we have now.
Yeah.
And you think Texas is like cowboy guns and fucking oil. Well, that shit, bleeds in and whatever kind of mixture. Again, you have Tejano music. And so that is vastly completely different than fucking like a California style norteño that you're going to get.
And somehow we let the Puerto Ricans rule music. What the fuck's that about? I'm kidding. Fucking Bad Bunny. We let him slip through the
Selena
cracks.
got shot, bro.
It's always our own.
damn it.
God damn. Saldivar, you bitch.
Also,
I don't call women bitches. I will call Yolanda Saldivar bitch every time.
Yeah. I love Puerto Ricans. I hate the I love the sibling rivalry, but okay. All right.
No, I like blurring I like blurring the sibling rivalry between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans to the point where you don't know if I actually hate them or not. So I'm gonna keep that bit going, and
it's playful.
Those four fucking people that are upset, they can question it.
Carlos, Sebastian,
and then other Sebastian and his sister. There you go.
No, but yeah, I think it's just kind of it's like what you said, Sammy. It's just microcosm of like all these different other cultures that have just come together and whatnot. Where us as Mexicanos, like, because we're like quote unquote technically because of modern day like lines, again, political lines, we're not in the motherland, right? You know, and so we have this identity that some of us need to hang on to. It brings me back to yesterday. I was listening to another podcast, and
you listen to other podcasts?
Hold on,
the fuck, man.
Hold on.
We all listen to other podcasts.
What the fuck, you fucking betrayals?
Motherfucker, you don't listen when you're not on here, and you edit the show.
Key edits the show.
It's very hard to do that. By the way, this sounds good.
Key edits the show, to be fair.
But anyway, go.
No, but and it's a show of. It's called Not That Serious Podcast. Little plug, but it's a bunch of black gentlemen who are from Northeast U.S. and they talk about. Oh my God, what was my point?
Thank you, Gamer Introvert Power, for the subs.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
They were talking about other podcasts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Not That Serious Podcast. They were talking about gang culture because one of the members is from L.A. and Compton, and they're like. Mike, who's one of the main co-hosts, he says, I don't understand why, like, he uses different language, but people over there can't just let, like, a brother, like, walk around in a Yankees hat. And one of the guys who's from California was like, it's because you have to not think sensibly. You have to understand that that is the one and only and absolute thing that they have in their life, period. That is like meaningful to them. And I think that that's essentially what's come to like Mexican culture, and for a lot of people, especially for like our abuelos, our abuelas,
we do it
tios,
right
tias,
now.
100%.
We did it 2 minutes ago.
Well, okay, but that, I think to a point,
because
that's
Tex-Mex is wrong.
Okay,
but no, you see what I'm saying?
Tex-Mex is also not.
You see what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
I can say that with my full chest because I've lived an entire life where my experience was dictated by the things around me,
100%.
which was Central California and Southern California.
But I mean, by the same token, and I'm not. This is just a funny.
I'm admitting fault, by the way.
No. That's what I was going to say. This is a funny sidebar. That it's just kind of like when you limit Tex-Mex to that yellow shitty cheese and those shitty Taco Cabana food. But if I were to limit Californian Tex-Mex to French fries and burritos, you get mad too.
California Tex-Mex? You mean,
I mean
California Mexican food?
Yeah. And that's what kind of they...
Well, the problem is that they do it wrong here, okay? They could make a burrito with French fries in it, and it's about the same as where you can get it anywhere else. They just don't know how to do it because they add cheese in the middle. Anyway.
No. I'm just saying... who adds fucking French fries?
They're just so good. It's an easier way to make papas in your fucking burrito. It's crispy and delicious.
I want my fries on the side, bro. Putting them in the burrito is just a way to skimp on the meat.
Yeah, also true. Yeah.
But see, that's one of those things where you're oversimplifying both cultures at that point. But I will say, to get us back on track, because you
Mexican
mentioned
food
this,
has better space in Texas.
to get us back on track, I wanted to ask,
just poking the bull.
I didn't even hear what you said, so that's fine.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, because we all have great Mexican American or Mexican role models. In my case, because I'm first generation Mexican, straight up. What are things that you feel passed down that whenever you do them, you feel very connected to the culture? Like you can almost you feel like you're part of Mexico at that point.
Oh man, when I pass it down, like
yeah, like things that your grandma or anything like that could have been.
Oh man, carne asada fries alone. That's fucking great.
I'm gonna say, James, you want to decide on the fries? You're doing carne on the fries.
That's fine. I was talking about the burrito.
Passing it down, man. I honestly, so I'll say two, one that's definitely connected to like family, and it's just food. You know, passing down and having my kids like eat any kind of food that I make that is like familial inspired or just culturally inspired. I think is like, to me, it's like in any capacity, it's always the best gift you can give anybody. It's like something that you worked hard for, and it's almost like one of those instant gratitude kind of things, because it's like you can make something that's like of wood and create a sculpture or whatever, and that like takes, you know, days to months, weeks, years, whatever, and hand it to somebody. It's like, damn, this is like a real labor of love. Cool. But then there's like that instantaneous, technically, right, in the span of, and think of just time and a lifetime, that instantaneous like feeling of like, you know, work of love. And it's the food. It's food. And I think that that's what brings me and like closest gratitude to just like handing it down to, again, friends, family, my kids, and then Emiliano.
We'll
okay,
answer
all right.
the question after.
I think that also it's Emiliano, like Zapata. Look up Zapata. That's how you spell it. But I appreciate the attempt. No, and then the other part is just teaching, because like the way I teach my kids is all like play. It's songs. It's like dancing. And so something that wasn't taught to me, because like for us, our indigenous practice like left realistically probably about 2-3 generations ago. But it's like something that I've relearned, and it's our like essentially prayer song, and it's to like Mother Earth, the creator Mother Earth. And now, like, my kids don't give me a fucking night where they're just like, Papa, puede hacer canto tonancin? And it's like, okay, all right. Like, now I have to sing it. And so, like, it's a whole 5 to 10 minute song, depending on the pace you go at.
And then it rains for like 2 minutes. And then you're like, oh shit.
It didn't help when I was in South Texas, gave them the song, and then the fucking like rain started pouring. Bro, because it was the tropical storm just last week, and it just fucking hit. And my wife was like, whatever you're doing is insane.
Right.
I was like, my kids were like, Papá, lloviendo afuera? ¿Qué hiciste, papá?
You finished the song, and then in the background just like from the movies.
This is one of the things that actually inspired this whole podcast, is just that you had always talked about, and the best way I can explain it is Alex Pereira, the UFC fighter, talks about this.
Yes.
Where he was saying that, so if you guys don't know who Alex Pereira is, he's a UFC fighter. He was really, really good at kickboxing. Then he fell out, and he was just getting drunk all the time in a bar. And I think he was like a motorcycle repairman, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Some kind of mechanic.
Yeah, and then he just was like, I'm going to start connecting with my indigenous roots, started using the face paint, started going to, I guess, basically some kind of Amazonian therapy kind of thing.
It's his ancestral practice. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak on their indigenous practices.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with it, but I probably just like medicine tents. I mean, honestly.
He did ayahuasca, let's be real. No,
Honestly, probably, but like in a very much
that's
more
their medicine.
healthier
That's their
capacity.
medicine. White people stop doing ayahuasca.
Yeah, please.
Aaron Rodgers.
God damn, stop, man.
It's
If
their
you were-
fucking medicine.
Like, and I can guarantee you, I'm sorry, we're not going to sidetrack it. Please don't lose your train of thought. But anybody who has to pay for any kind of fucking ayahuasca, like medicine shit, it's not, for one, real ayahuasca, and whatever elder is doing it, like, they can say that they're a fucking elder, and they might be an elder, but they're fucking half-assing you because you're a dumb fucking colonial bastard. I mean, and I'm saying this for anybody, even though are indigenous. Like,
Right.
the only real way you're gonna do it is by actually going to the fucking place and really fucking making a connection.
I think
And
that's
then
the
you're fucking
differentiator, is the fact that like a shaman, when you think about a shaman in the traditional sense, they do shit for free. They're medicine men. You go to the or the hut, and you go,
Exactly.
heal me, and they go, that's my job, got to do it. But if you're paying $35 a session to go do ayahuasca, that's a
Way
scam.
more than 35.
I was gonna say also, if they're paying $35, yeah, you're fucking drinking rat's poison. Like, holy shit.
I was about to say, no one in Texas will sell you $35 for ragweed.
I'm gonna say, why is my ayahuasca glowing?
Exactly.
It's fucking
It's called uranium, bro. From the fucking mountains.
But to go back to Alex Pereira just really quick, now he's a UFC champion in 2 different weight divisions. He's literally defending the belt this weekend.
Yeah.
But he credits all that growth and everything that he's been able to do from getting closer to his roots kind
I
of
thought you
thing.
were going to say Israel Adesanya.
No.
No. Well, that's
I'm
also
just
true.
kidding.
That's also true as well.
No. I don't. I'm just-
But
Palestine.
when-
I'm kidding.
All right.
No,
But I mean, and I say this to go. I went the long way around to get to what you already knew because you just studied the culture a lot more than I did. That it was just kind of like when I got into Japanese anime. At a certain point, they start talking about. Because they're not Buddhist or anything for the most part. They're animist, which is just kind of like everything has an energy. Everything has.
Shinto.
Yeah.
Shinto is still the dominant religion in Japan.
And then it was.
Religion would it be just kind of like a practice?
In practice, I mean, yeah.
It's like
There's
Buddhism is
all the
like you
shrines-
can do both,
Yeah.
kind of like.
All the shrines and like temples that you go to in Japan, all the big ones that you can see videos on YouTube and stuff, they're all Shinto shrines. They're all Shinto temples.
And I haven't been fully able to connect it the way that you could, where you can sing to your kids about like religions that are just praising the earth kind of thing. But I do think that it's awesome, and I'm like this close from it, where it's just kind of like I don't believe in any of the major religions. I just believe in like this is the earth and these are the people, and I get energy from it, and I give energy to them, kind of thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at you, but I just thought of Esqueleto from Nacho Libre.
God damn
I don't know
it.
why you're laughing.
damn
I only believe in science.
No,
Well, it's not science
yeah,
because
it's not science, or at least it's not a science that we understand right now. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I completely agree, man. I mean, it's I've already said this, I think, on this podcast, and then multiple times others. But I'm a recovering Catholic, so I've completely stepped away from church. I got
I think we
now.
all are, even if
Yeah, I've been completely asked to leave 3 different churches at this point before I hit 18. By the way,
Oh, because you're not supposed
you
to go.
set holy water on fire like I do.
I was like, there's a difference between I'm not sure this is I believe in this, and you got fucking excommunicated.
Yeah. Hold on, no, you're not supposed to be like, and the Lord is with you. Bullshit. Yeah, no wonder. No
I
wonder.
did that only once, bro. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, but it's okay. I won't get into the story. It's a fucking intense story. But yeah, it's definitely a different podcast. But yeah, I just like at this point, you know, and this honestly goes into like what being a Mexican is. Honestly,
Yeah.
I believe that it's come to a point in the last where we are now, maybe 2 generations, where a lot more Mexicanos, at least from my father's side of the family, and what I've experienced, it's more about understanding your placement in the universe, your placement on Earth, your placement on this plane of existence, and like kind of giving honor and giving ode to your ancestors, giving ode to the creator that kind of like, it's really hard to obviously prove that there's one, but
Yeah.
it's really obviously fucking hard to prove that there's not. And just kind of just live your life, man. Because at this point, we, and my wife included, who was a very staunch Catholic person, that there's a higher power we can't explain, but we agree, like when we say prayer, like the few times that we do as a family, like it's to our ancestors who've passed. So like my abuelos, her abuelos, her family who's passed, my cousins who've passed, and to anybody else who's kind of visited us in dream or through just voices. My first sweat lodge that I ever did, the elders.
You've done a straight up sweat lodge?
Oh yeah,
That's dope.
Multiple.
I got locked into a sauna once.
My high school gym ran out of air conditioning.
Sorry. Just to give a little bit of insider baseball, my thing is like when someone laughs, I switch the camera. But your laugh was so good that I had to go like, all right, now.
Oh man, no, that's fucking gold. No, so my first sweat lodge was with all of the. So when you're in ceremony, the way I've learned, there's like multiple essentially just I don't know how you would kind of. There's classifications for certain people who are doing certain jobs and duties, and so the firekeepers, they were the ones who they do the very first sweat and they do the very last sweat for ceremony, and so the very last sweat, they just kind of fucking just like fuck around and do as long as they want. And so my very first fucking sweat was with the firekeepers on their last sweat, and so we were in that motherfucker for 8 hours.
Jesus
8
Christ.
fucking hours, and I like. At some point, you hit like there's no medicine, so there's no like ayahuasca or peyote or anything being spread. It's just fucking heat, and it's the kind of heat where like you hallucinate, and that would be like the scientific right explanation. But in my first sweat lodge, like my abuelo came to me and told me that like he was good, that he had because he had at that point I think just passed away 2 years prior from cancer. And his youngest surviving brother, who was also very close to us, what the fuck? Why am I missing his name right now? Mi tío Charro. He presented himself, but he was standing behind my abuelo, and he presented himself as an old elder man. My abuelo presented himself to me as he was when he was like 20. And I was like, holy shit!
Wow, yeah.
I never seen him like young, but he told like I knew because he told me like, oh yeah, like blah blah blah, this and this and this, and then I saw a picture later on, and I was like, holy shit, that was exactly who I fucking saw. But bring it all back to like the context, like I mean that's I think where what as far as spirituality comes and religion, quote unquote, if that's what you want to name it, comes to. At least in the last fucking couple of generations, because my abuelo, when he passed, like he said, and when he was dying, he said, like, I don't want any fucking priest. And he said that to my abuelo. He was like, no me das un pinche padre. Like, no me quiero nada. And that was 3 months before he coughed up his vocal cords and he couldn't speak anymore after
Damn.
that. But he said that. He was like,
With my last act.
Yeah, he was like, boom. And then, like, days after that, he coughed up his vocal cords. And so it became that thing. And
I
it
know
was
you
like
can fucking do that. Now I'm scared.
Yeah.
lung cancer. Lung cancer. So,
I don't smoke.
yeah.
I'm fine.
But nonetheless,
I
yeah.
still
So,
get lung
yeah,
cancer.
you know, I think that's what we've come to with, like, spirituality and religion in the last couple generations. Because it's like, man, I mean, fuck, man, the church is fucked.
Well, there's a fucking
Way too
missing
much.
step for us, kind of.
Yeah,
It's just
100%,
like,
dude.
yeah.
It's like, fuck.
You touched on something with your sweat lodge story that kind of hit me.
Yeah, man. Saunas get fucking hot, bro.
Well, no, this wasn't the sauna. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how long I was in there. I came to in a hospital bed with an IV.
Holy shit.
But when I was maybe 4 years old, I think that's when my grandpa died. I had a really bad fever, and it's the only time that I've had like a super crazy like the kid's gonna go
Oh, God damn. Holy shit.
type of fever. And you know, my parents were taking care of me and everything, and they left me alone, and like I had their bed. But it was January, and it was a really cold January, so they had like all the blankets on me, the heater was on, and my grandpa was also taken to the hospital like while I was in my fever delusions, and I felt him leave. I felt him pass away, and like I started to cry, and I was inconsolable, and my parents didn't know what the fuck. And then like when they heard that my grandpa died, they were like, oh, okay. But the other thing was that when I felt my grandpa leave, I didn't see my grandpa's face. I remembered this other face, but I didn't know who it was. And then it wasn't until I was in high school, we tore down this wall that was in my grandma's house. It was just like a pointless hallway. So we tore it down to expand the dining room. And when we did that, my grandma was like, well, let me put up some different pictures, like, since now we have all the space and now people can see the inside of the wall. And she had this drawing of her parents, and I saw my great grandpa's face. Like when I saw that drawing, because my great grandpa died like before they could afford to take a picture. So my grandma was like, or I saw the. Yeah, I'm messing up. My grandma has two pictures. One of them is of her parents when they were both young, and they could afford a photographer, and they got the picture taken. So that's like my actual great grandpa. There was a picture. There was a second picture, and it's just my great grandma because my great grandpa had already died. So my grandma commissioned an artist to like age up from the old picture. And that was the other face that I saw in my fever dream. And I didn't like connect the dots until then.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, it again, it's like that kind of like just spiritual connection that we have. Again, it's just kind of as Mexicanos. I remember my first day of my master's program for at UT. We were in, I'm sorry, it was first day of my last year of my master's program because it was 2020. And we started, and I was in Latin American philosophy and history class, and we like were doing introductions, blah blah blah. And at the time, my abuela was like, she was passing, like she just was passing, natural causes. She outlived my abuelo by 8 years, which is I fucking called it. I called it. Like when my abuelo passed, everybody was like, "Oh, Juanita's gonna pass." Like, I give her months. I was like, "No, 7 to 8 years," simply because she knows that she has grandchildren coming. Ooh. And at the time, she had 2 grandchildren coming. My eldest, I call them nieces, but it's my cousin's daughter, and then my brother. Both had their partners pregnant at the time, and so she went on, lived fucking 7-8 years, and we didn't know, but she met my daughter, my eldest, and then she also unknowingly right before she passed met my second child because my wife was unknowingly pregnant at the time, but she knew that she was pregnant. And I was like, I know too, but my wife didn't want to believe me. Anyway, that's different thing. But when we started class, it was first day of school, and they were doing an introduction. Everybody, she's like asking professors like blah blah blah, this and this and this, and it comes around to me, and I'm like, this is supposed to be like my master's elective course, so it's like take a class whatever you want. Even if it's undergrad, but you're going to be credited for a master's class. And I'm fucking beating these kids by like 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm just I look at my watch, and I'm just like, and as I'm sharing, I'm just like, yeah, I'm here, I'm a master's program, blah, blah, blah. I look at my watch, and I'm like, and I think my abuela just about passed right now. And, and everybody's like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, my father's in South Texas right now. And I'm pretty sure just about right now she passed away. And then fucking I have my phone on silence, and at the end of class I look, and 1 minute after I had like done that whole conversation, we got the text that she had passed. So yeah, man, again, it's like my abuelo just told us like that's just how like the spirits roll. Like our ancestors just gonna tell us like when it's time, and they're gonna make those connections for us. And it's funny because when we did, so it was, again, middle of COVID, 2020, and we were in hospital for my wife giving birth for our second child. I can read the Tonalamat, which is the birth codices for indigenous peoples of Mexico and whatnot. And realistically, it fits because of astrology or astronomy. Not astrology, sorry, astronomy. It fits kind of like into like larger, greater plains peoples and a little bit further south, and it also fits because of equator distance. A lot of African peoples, and as far as spirituality goes, but we did the reading for. I did the reading for my second child for his name, and so that he could receive his name at birth.
Roger.
And at the same time, like my wife was just like, "Have you ever done it for your abuelo?" And I was like, "You know what? I never fucking did it for my abuelo." So because I learned it like far after he passed, and so I went ahead and read his Tonodamat, and in his birthday, it says that on his day of birth, that whatever kind of, believe what you will, right? But whatever spatial figures were in the sky, and however the sun was tilted the way it was when he was born to be the first one who passed in his immediate family, so that when he passes, he is the one who will guide all of us to to our Camino de Flores. So like the walk of the flowers. And
I don't want to be super dumb right now, but it's just because I don't know what to believe about the afterlife kind of thing. When you say Camino de Flores, the first thing that comes to mind is Coco kind of thing.
To the T, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So like it's the walk of the Cempasúchil, the orange flowers that they show.
Yeah.
The Cempasúchil, that's what it is. And so it's the walk of the flowers. It's like you're walking to the afterlife. You're walking to where like the ancestors come from, and he's the one who's supposed to guide all of us. And ever since then, every single day that a cousin or a family member or whoever it is has passed away, the night before, I have a dream, and he comes to me and he visits me and he tells me, like, I'm taking so-and-so home. And so he told me when my abuela, his wife, passed. He told me when our eldest cousin in our family passed from muscular dystrophy. And then he told me when my closest cousin, who I grew up considering like a sister, passed away also from like a rare version of muscular dystrophy. I had a very interesting recent dream of him, and this is like, it's like almost like just two different kind of indigenous kind of combating with each other, because he was the indigenous one. Like,
he was dressed as the Pope?
Well, no. So my abuelo was the indigenous one by far. And so from what we know from my mother's side, it's all Apache. And so my mother's mother is born evidently from like two 100% like Apaches, and like she's essentially like full Apache supposedly. Well, so about a month ago, I have a dream that like he comes in and we're at dinner, and like my grandmother's at the head of the table, and I know it's my family, but I can't see any faces. I just see her, and then my abuelo comes in. I look at him like, no fucking way, and I just say it like that. I'm like, no fucking way, and then he looks at me and he just says, but in Spanish, he's like, "No, mijo, like sometimes you just can't tell people when to pass. They're gonna fucking do it whenever they want." And I just went back at my abuela and my grandmother, and she's like, "I'm not ready yet." And I was like, "Oh, okay, like cool." And then I woke up and like, yeah, that was it. But like, it's just interesting. But no. So every single time that a family member has passed, he's shown up. And then it was that time, and then she was just like, "No, I'm not ready yet." I guess I don't know, but yeah, man.
Well, I mean, on that note, the only thing that I've experienced like that, like, because I have not had anything spiritual happen in my life like that. But when my grandma passed away, there's this really sad moment that my mom talks about where she was just kind of like, she was really bad when she passed away. Her dementia was really bad. She was super weak, and it was something like, I don't know exactly what the word is because I wasn't there, but it was just like she wasn't digesting food. Like it was just like Jello or whatever that she was supposed to eat at that point when she was 90 something. It would just kind of slide in and then slide out. Like it wasn't digesting anymore. And then it was just kind of like the way that my mom tells it, my grandma was super tense. And my mom just like straight up told her, it was just like, it's okay. You can go. Like I got my kids here, they're gonna take care of me. You can go. You don't need to be here for me anymore. And then that's the night she passed away. Yeah,
I mean, very similar things. So with my abuelo, like we were told by the nurse that like it's gonna be time. And so it was. I remember very fucking clearly. I'm in my room. I'm playing video games, and like, fucking my dad calls and he's like, hey, like, get everybody home. We need to go. Like, boom.
Yeah.
And so at the time, my mother, she worked a different like job out of the house, and I just called her. I was like, hey, like, you need to get over here now, because I didn't need her break it down in front of everybody. And thankfully, she worked with a very good childhood friend of mine. So I was like, I called him. I was like, hey, you need to just tell my mom to get the fuck out, because this is what happened. She's not ready to hear it. She needs to just get over here, and like, boom. So she got home. We did the whole thing. We went down South Texas. Fucking 6 days, man. This man didn't fucking pass away for 6 days. The sixth day, we are there, and we're like, okay, like, you know,
Die already.
Well, no, the nurse is like, okay, like, say goodbye. And it's like, okay, we went in, we all said our goodbyes. I went to him and I said too, like, I was like, yeah, like, it's okay, like, we're gonna be okay. Pass. Walk out of the room, and he passed. 30 minutes fucking later, there's a heartbeat again.
Is your grandpa Cotton Hill?
But it was because his fucking last eldest brother drove into the fucking driveway.
Oh,
Damn.
Tío Plácido. So my family,
Espérate, mi tía.
Yeah. So the Guajardos, we come from China, Mexico, which is like a little pueblito about an hour south of Monterrey.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know the politics behind it, but evidently the Guajardos have specifically worked out some kind of path route from China to Monterrey and then all the way on into Texas. Like, they worked it out during the wars of, like, what we were talking about earlier, all the way till now. And so mi tío Plácido found out, and he just did the trek and whatnot, and at, like, I don't know, fucking 80-something, he came up, and he, like, pulled in 30 minutes later into the driveway and fucking, like, another heartbeat. And he came back in, and mi tío Plácido was the last one to be allowed in. He went in, and then that was when he passed. And it was like, holy shit. The extra kicker is that my abuelo passed away on his birthday.
My grandpa died like 3 days before his birthday.
He waited 6 days and
grandpa
he passed
died
away on his birthday.
the day after my brother's first birthday.
My grandpa was the kind of asshole that was like, I want a book to end when it started, when it ended.
Yeah, no, man.
My brother turned 1, and I was in the fever pitch. And the next day, like almost at midnight, my grandpa died.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I'm never dying, so.
we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back for 20, 15 minutes about things that we do that make us feel a little bit closer to our roots.
Hold on, it's advertising time. You hold all your answers for other people. First of all, I do want to congratulate real quick during this advertisement, Darth Rabbit subscribed for 12 months. That's pretty great. But here's the thing about subscribing for 12 months. That's only one way you could support the Mexcellence. Another way you could support the Mexcellence is by joining and subscribing and following and purchasing from the fine folks at Manscaped. Did you know that the fine folks at Manscaped, over 6 million people, it's so many million people, trust the fine folks at Manscaped with their face, with their bodies, with their balls? And here's the thing, folks. It's already hot. It's a sweaty boy summer, and it doesn't have to be a sweaty ball summer. If you keep your goods nice and trim, keep your body nice and trim, keep your face nice and trim, and keep all the deodorants, creams, and lotions all over your body, moisturize, all that good stuff, because here it is, folks, manscaped.com. And the thing about manscaped.com is you can get this right here. I've been talking about it. You know, they say call it the BBB bundle, and I go, no, I call it the 4 Bs. The Beard and Balls bundle, baby. That's right. Get your face right with the Beard Hedger. Get your body right with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer with interchangeable skin-safe foil and trimmer blade heads. They're both waterproof, and they both charge with USB-C. And I've used that USB-C charger on other things that I may or may not be able to do it, but it works. Because they're convenient. So you can do that, but you're like, you know what, Sam? It's, I don't want sweaty ball summer. What were we talking about? All those other things and creams and lotions. Well, here, you got this list right here. The Crop Preserver, the anti-chafing ball deodorant. You got the Crop Reviver, the ball toner and refresher, the Crop Cleanser, groin wash, Crop Exfoliator, gentle groin exfoliate, clear groin shaving show, the Crop Chill, the Crop Mop, ball and butt body wet wipes. Look at all of that. Just for your balls. You ever thought about caring about your balls so much? You haven't, and you should. And you can get 20% off and free shipping using coupon code MEX20 at manscaped.com. That's right, 20% off and free shipping off everything at manscaped.com. So be sure to go check out all the things and look at, even get yourself some underwear. Boxers 2.0, premium ultra soft boxer briefs. I got to get the 2.0s. I've been asking them because I've been using those 1.0s a whole lot, and I want the jewel pouch on this one. Where does it say? Where is it? Satin jacquard waistband. The jewel pouch keeps your nuts pouched. So, be sure to use coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Your balls, your face, and I will thank you. Thanks, Skippy. Don't be weird. Don't have sweaty balls. Stop it. Sex is the best. I don't know. I ran out of sex songs. But you know what? Here's the thing, folks. We talk about sex a lot here on the podcast. Sex is pretty cool. It's a cool thing to do when consenting parties are like high-fiving and being like, hell yeah, let's do the sex. But you know what? You can up the ante on sex at any time. Because look at, folks, I look at the algorithm. I look at our demographic. Young men, middle-aged men, yeah, younger to older. I'm 33 years old. There's people in my age range, and you know what? As much as you want to think that you haven't lost a step or two, you might have lost a step or two. I haven't. How dare you accuse me? But anyway, whether you've lost a step or not, you can always up the ante, and that's with our sponsor, Joy Mode, and the sexual performance booster recommended by board-certified urologists and cardiologists. Take 45 minutes before sex for a boost, or take daily and build a routine that is great for your heart, fitness, and sexual wellness. Increase blood flow, erection quality, sexual wellness, and that heart health, baby. And you know what? You can get a 10-pack for $4 per pack, $40. No! 20% off and free shipping. Forget all that math that's right there. 20% off and free shipping using coupon code MEX20. Just be sure to go to usejoymode.com/MEX20 and get that sweet, sweet discount. And be like, you know what? I want to get my freak on, but I want to get it going on safely. Not those boner pills that you get at the gas station. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Missy Elliott. Get your freak on. Healthy blood flow, erectile health, athletic and gym performance. Say, you know what, Sam? I don't need to have sex, but I do want to get fit and juicy. Well, get fit and juicy using the sexual performance booster at Joy Mode. L-citrulline, arginine nitrate, Panax, ginseng, and vitamin C are the all-natural ingredients that keeps the blood flowing and makes you go, ooh, ooh. That's right. You want to feel like how that feels to say? Use joymode.com/MEX20 for 20% off free shipping. That's right. Get your boner on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that for the ad, but you know what? They said, do be your authentic self and promote the product as you like it. Well, you know what? Sometimes I get my boner on, and you should too. Use joymode.com/MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping. Eye contact.
The fucking video game.
Which
God
video
damn
game?
it! You're
we're on air,
colonizing
by the
planets.
way.
Okay, so what?
Just maybe no. He just fucking did that. I'm over here saying the most heinous
He's being
shit.
he's being super entertaining.
Did you say what? Did you get me saying anything?
No.
Okay, that was
Okay, yeah,
meant
no.
for behind the scenes.
Okay, no. What's the fucking video game that was super popular right now?
Grand
that's
Theft Auto.
No, what? No,
Fortnite.
no. It's you're colonizing space. You're colonizing planets. You're fighting fucking
Helldivers.
Helldivers. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So what's happened with Helldivers?
First of all, those two games, don't look at me like I was crazy. Those first two games are way more popular than Helldivers. I said Fortnite, and I said
Really,
Grand
though?
Theft Auto. Yes.
Okay,
not Grand Theft Auto today, but yeah.
But I could have said Madden, and it would have been more popular. And you're like, those fucking games?
Anyways, point is, but the fucking the hype that went behind Helldivers and the fucking revolution that they fucking started just because of what Sony did and cutting a whole bunch of countries off from being able to play the game. Because of that is the same reason why I think the the basketball guys from TNT are not gonna not do playoffs. Basketball tonight,
NBA tonight.
NBA tonight. So just because for that same reason is why I think the TNT guys are going to be back. Shaq, Chuck, all those guys. That same reason is why I do agree with Marcos. Is why that I think we could just be at some point where like a lot of people are just like, you know what, fuck this shit. Let's just show up.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have to go vote to go do the thing that they want to do, and you could talk about TNT and Helldivers from your house. And I'm not even saying like a bad thing. I'm saying like those motherfuckers don't got no money and they got no good jobs, and so they got to work fucking 18 hours, and they don't let you go vote in that 18-hour workday.
That's true, but at the same time, we've come to the generations with both millennials and Gen Z.
Oh, we lost. We're not doing shit.
Well, yeah, but who are also just like at this point,
Alpha is voting at this point.
Not Alpha.
Wait, no. Alpha Z's definitely young Z.
Alphas are like 10 years old.
I would imagine that
your kid's Alpha.
What? No, Alphas. Wait. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the oldest Alphas are like 9, 10. And then like the youngest Z's are like 14, 13.
What? I thought 2011 was a cutoff for Alpha.
It's just one of those places where I just felt like, because people still make memes about millennials, and I'm like, the youngest millennial is probably 35.
Gen Z cut off is 2012.
Hello, everyone. I'm the youngest millennial.
Okay, so I wasn't too far. So,
yeah, so 2012? So the youngest Gen Zs are 13, 12, 11, depending on what you're looking at. And so the oldest Alphas are 10, 9, 8.
The only thing is, like, Gen Z is kind of like Gen X, where they're just very apathetic towards a lot of shit. But
they don't need to be. It's not their fault that they are, because they want to do things, but we've just hamstringed them so fucking hard that they can't. And it's not our fault. It's Gen X's and the Boomers' fault. It's because we were also hamstringed, but we were just in a time where we could do a little more action. Anyway, it's not what this podcast is about. Yeah. I didn't even get to answer the last question.
Well, anyway, all I was gonna say is like you can be pessimistic or you can be kind of optimistic. And my point of being optimistic is just kind of like, so Trump's not very popular with conservatives. Actually, at the end of the day, and a lot of them are going to vote for RFK. The worm.
Actually, it's even worse. It's the absence of worm, because the worm ate and then died. So
the vessel known as RFK.
And then a lot of people that are not happy with Biden, like the person that we named before, are going to look towards third-party candidates, and it's just kind of like...
And they're going to be wrong.
I'm just saying, all they have to do is win a couple of swing states.
Yeah.
And they're not, so...
Well, it's
preserve democracy, you fucks.
I don't know about...
I don't know.
No, fine.
How's that?
Fine, blow it up then. Blow up everything. But no, we're all too chick as shit. All of us are too chick as shit to blow everything up. So we're not gonna.
I voted third party.
No, that's not blowing anything up. That's voting. Stop it. Voting third party stupid. Don't do that. I'm sorry that you like doing it. Is in my opinion.
I vote for the best candidate every election.
Yeah, and I vote for the one that lets me vote the next one.
Sam says January 6th.
No.
Sam says hashtag purple January 6th.
Look. All I'm saying.
The blue wave is taking over the White House.
All I'm saying is, a lot of people got beat up for civil rights to get fucking passed. Mm-hmm. A lot of people put their bodies and minds on the line and straight up murdered for shit to be happening.
100%.
We can't. We're in a position where that's the type of stakes that we're at, and all of us are too comfy, and it's too hot outside. And I will say this: that's also not their fault. We're not pushed to the point of desperation yet. Where it happens, but I think it's going to happen with Alpha or Z, where they're like, we can't afford housing. And I'm tired of living with 7 of my friends. Fuck this. I have nothing to lose. Protest every day.
Not just 7 of your friends, but also 17 of your fucking family members.
Right. You know, and also some Gen Alphas that are going to college now. And you're like, wait.
Bro, I got news for you. We can't afford housing. We live together.
But
Yes, tell me more, person who rents his own to a bedroom apartment.
but you guys are happy. You guys aren't ripping the fucking things out of the walls because you're living.
We've already talked about eating the dog.
That's just weird. First of all, no. But I'm saying the pinch is not there yet because you have community, you have support from people. They're going to be. It's those people that don't have that.
But it's kind of one of those things.
I said let's not talk about it. Actually, I said let's get back to the topic. I said stop, and then
it's
just continued.
moderately on topic, but okay.
How to be Mexican? Don't vote third party, cabrones.
No, vote libertarian because
Libertarians
say-
are waste your vote. Don't fucking do it.
vote for the best person. that
Don't
you think
vote.
is on the
Fucking don't
ballot.
vote. You're not gonna vote anyway. Shut up. Nobody
I have
fucking
voted
votes.
all the time.
God damn it. Not you. I'm not talking to you.
Hashtag go back.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay,
Fine.
all right.
Fine. You know what?
All right.
Fine. Let's go back to Mexico and reestablish fucking Aztlan. Fuck it.
Yeah, but
And
not
Mexico's
like
government
Americanized.
is like kind of
No, we fight. We fight. We overthrow it and we build our own.
But they already are in
no,
like, a good. They
Fuck
elected.
the woman president. Okay, don't say that.
They elected.
You want to call
Well, I mean, she's also she's
Yes.
also she's fucking like mostly Ukrainian,
We're not doing that.
Russian, and
I know. We're not
Jewish.
doing
It's
that.
like,
We're not doing
okay.
that. That's not even the element I'm even talking about. It was
All right.
already bad enough she was a woman that we all like.
Hashtag fuck Argentina. Anyways, all right.
Hashtag fuck Argentina.
Well, here's something that we'll all enjoy. Darth Rabbit asked a lot earlier, and then this is actually what I was going to open with. But I mean, we're just four dudes middle-aged dudes that we can't help.
I'm not middle-aged. The fuck?
Am I middle-aged?
Unless you're saying I'm dying of heart disease at 30.
Well,
60.
actually, so I put out
up.
a
Do not track
really
your
sad
sodium?
statistic that the like average worldwide range of life is like fucking 76, something like that.
Yeah.
So like 38's like the actual middle
Yeah,
age.
you guys are middle-aged. Not me. Shit, I'm young as
No,
fuck.
none of us are.
32.
Yeah,
I'm almost middle age.
I just put.
You drink like
I just put all of the 30s in middle age. That's all it is. But anyway, to go back to it, Darth Rabbit asked the question, and he just subscribed for a year. So I have a question for Emiliano. Have you heard of anything on Quest and Distillery?
So Quest End, if I'm not mistaken, is the whiskey that is based off of like essentially D&D, and so a whole bunch of fucking like super celebrity D&D players and well-known players have. It's not like their whiskey, so it's not a celebrity whiskey, but they have put their name to it. Where they're like, we really enjoy D&D, we really enjoy like the mythos and the gaming. And also, please don't come at me if it's not D&D and maybe it's WoW or something. I'm not fully part of that community.
I'm gonna.
It's not WoW.
You know. Okay, anyways.
WoW's
but,
not cool enough.
okay. Well, nonetheless.
WoW had a distillery that they had a partner, or not a distillery. I'm sorry, a brewery that they had a partnership with. Because I know they brewed a WoW beer and they brewed a Diablo beer for BlizzCon. You could get it.
Interesting.
And they would also give it to employees, but I wasn't employed at that time.
Yeah. Womp womp. No, but so to answer the question, I've been doing a huge amount of research to try and pinpoint who this Quest whiskey belongs to.
Critical Role.
Oh.
Okay, so it is moderately a celebrity, right? But
People like them.
They
They're-
have an Amazon show now, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much
They're
what they'll do.
known.
okay,
Well,
They have.
They were all
it's
voice
really hard.
actors before that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I also will say that I distinct like celebrity to like kind of like popular or I guess internet
right.
people because like there to me celebrity is any super high profile like pro athlete and then Hollywood and then there's like YouTube like yeah you might have like 2, 3 whatever million whatever but like it's
They were
it's-
like 1,000, 10, 9, 8,000. Something.
well first off 23 is fucking impressive all right
What?
23,000
Oh, we don't have that.
yeah y'all do excellent
No, we don't.
on IG.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's all fucking fake. I can't make money off that.
It's fair. But anyways,
Negative Nancy. over here. Oh,
Okay.
Hey, man, algorithm Andy over here. Shit.
I like that. That was slick.
You know it, baby.
Respect. Anyways, I would like fucking. I got a fucking blue check before y'all, and I only have like 500, and I'm not getting paid for fuck ass.
It's because I'm Mexican. God damn it.
It's because I'm Tejano. God damn it.
No, it's your business related. Honestly, it's business and music. You can get one. If I started making tunes, I could get my blue check mark.
Yeah, that's probably true. Anyways, so to answer, Quest. We found out it's Critical Role right now in person live, but I actually don't. It's you still need a distillery to do it.
Right. Yeah.
I want to say it's probably MGP, which means it is most likely the largest distillery out of the entire U.S., which is from Indiana, which is not a bad thing. They do mass production whiskey and spirits for a plethora of upstarting and first-time distilleries who want to just get a product out fast, buy cheap, sell large. But from what I've been able to tell, I can't put a name on it. If it's something like this, I'll say this. If it says Indiana on the bottle, it's most likely MGP. If it says Kentucky, it's most likely Bardstown, potentially Jim Beam. And if it says Tennessee, it's
Chris Stapleton.
It's most likely Jack Daniels. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's most likely George Dickel. Maybe Jack Daniels. If it comes off Flintstone vitamins, then it's definitely 100% George Dickel. And if it says Texas,
Mash and barrel origin, or Kentucky and or Indiana.
Well then there you go. Bardstown and or MGP. So one of the two. Which means they don't have a proper distillery. They're just selling out of probably online.
Fuck them.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm interested in trying to, man, because I mean, their fucking bottles are sick. Like they had like a dragon bottle or something like that. I was like, dude,
man.
fucking clean.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'd seen a couple of them.
Why don't y'all get cool
Fuck,
bottles?
I gotta
stop lying about your age.
Whoa.
You're not born in 1802. No, but why don't you get cool ass bottles?
I think it's.
Why don't you make a bottle of the Aztec calendar?
Well, first off. Don't spoil anything, all right?
What? That was
personally.
That was my hacky idea. Come on.
No, come on. Have you? Okay,
You need to get the steps.
Fuck, man, there's yeah, that's Quest End, and they have like another varietal that they just released.
Well, it seems like they
recently.
just fucking sell out all the time.
They can't make it fast enough.
Right.
Well, that happens to the whiskey that I want. That's actually from California. But
You need to have the serpent that's on the foot of the fucking pyramids.
Well, so here's the
in
thing.
a bottle form.
Have you seen? There's a tequila bottle that is like, and so thankfully they make it annually, so I have time to buy it. But
I heard annually, and I'm sorry, I'm a 12-year-old. They make it annually, so therefore I can buy it later.
But they do it for Dia de los Muertos, and there's 3 different bottles that they do. But the one bottle that I really want, and it's for an extra añejo tequila. I don't remember what the brand is. I want to say Avasolo, maybe not. But it's in a maybe it is circular bottle, but it not that. Okay, so not that one. But it has skulls all around it, and it is beautiful. It's black, and it's in that same shape, just like circular like that, and it has skulls all around it.
Right there.
found it.
I think it should be that. Is that it?
Yes.
Click on it.
What is it?
Mandala tequila.
Mandala. No, okay, so now Avasolo.
Whiskey liquor store.
Beautiful bottle. I have
I'm
actually
21. Oh damn, $600.
Oh, what? Get the fuck out of here! No,
That's how much
gotta
it
be
costs to make
That's got to be
bottles.
secondary because I've seen it for 120.
I am also surprised, and this is something I'm learning now, that like whiskey and tequila are working the same way as like Nike shoes are. It's just like, oh, we're gonna buy up all the stock.
Drop-based?
Yeah. That is very illegal for anybody who wants to.
Oh, you can't drop ship or drop base tequila or
You
liquor?
can't resell
Oh.
spirits. It is 100%. It is federal. Like you will become a felon for reselling anything that
And you
is
can't
like
vote.
alcoholic.
Well,
You can still run though. Is what we learned in this election.
Yeah, Evan. Fucking Evan.
yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. You fucking idiots. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's about money. If you got the money, you can do it.
Well,
And if you sell
we know
bottles
at
for
least one
$800
vote
a
he's
pop,
not getting.
yeah.
you have the money.
I highly recommend. Fuck, man. What? God damn it. I'm terrible with like lyrics and song names and fucking all this shit and movie names and whatnot. But there's a documentary. Yeah, not docu series. It's a documentary on Netflix that is talking about the guy who got busted for reselling, and he's like the largest case ever. He worked at the most historic distillery in the entire U.S., Buffalo Trace, and he got away with like just stealing like cases, and it turned into barrels. He would just take barrels home and resell them, and he did this like for fucking decades. And then he just got busted because he didn't sell one bottle to.
Found
like,
it.
There you go. Wait, no, that's not it. Oh yeah, Pappygate. There you go. Boom, baby.
Oh,
yeah,
damn. That ain't gonna work. There we go.
yeah, that's
Toby
the guy.
Kurzlinger.
Yeah, Pappygate, man. It's fucking insane. And then just like my prerequisite to that is just look up like Buffalo Trace Antique Series. Look up that Buffalo Trace Antique Series. Look at those numbers for retail, and then just look up like secondary market and think about that. Go into watching the fucking show. That whole fucking thing takes place also, I think, like 2007-ish, something like that. So it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, answer the question. Quest. Guess it's MGP and or Bardstown. So back to the show.
I feel like we had another question, but I'm not gonna get into it. Well, one of the things that I feel that I do that gets me, that I feel very connected, and it's funny because I'm not very excitable most of the time, but in anything that would involve sports, I do start yelling in Spanish all the fucking time. So when I played football, when I played rugby, there would just be a certain point where it's just kind of like I just liked shit talking people in Spanish. It was, and we played Laredo schools.
Means more.
Damn, the secret bottle came out.
Yeah. I'm just like pulling out secret stash.
You just drink, the guys drink a whole bottle of whiskey somehow in an hour and a half. So
for anybody who
It was tasty.
is interested, don't sidetrack.
Go for it, bro.
But so I am a distiller in the great state of Texas at making the best whiskey in the world, Texas whiskey. I work at Still Austin. This is our most recent release of the Bottled and Bond series. So Bottled and Bond is just a term that is government regulated, has to be 100 proof, has to be over 4 years old, has to be made by one distiller, has to be made by all grain of one season, which means either your spring or your fall season. And has to be, for bourbon at least, minimum 51% corn. This is our red corn series. This is a 5-year-old now bourbon. It is phenomenal. This is my favorite release of last year's.
Tastes really good.
Yeah.
no wonder it hurts so much. It's 50% alcohol.
I mean, it's
Is it
probably,
100 proof? At least 100 proof.
Yeah, it's
Put some
probably
air in your
also
chest. Gets you ready for Mexico.
Well, I was gonna say it's probably also the lightest proof that I've brought to this to this podcast.
I was about to say, usually
Yeah, this is like we killed a whole bottle for a reason. Like the last time that we
feel good about myself, Sam. I was like, damn, I am putting on muscle, huh?
I think there's a discrepancy between, this is a light one and we drank a whole bottle. I think there's a missing between the three of you guys. There's
Nonetheless,
a gap there that we got to bridge.
Yeah. So that's Still Austin. I work at Still Austin. And so I usually and most always about damn near 100% do carry whiskey on me. This is actually a secret release. Secret pour. This is going to be the next distillery release series that we have, or reserve series that we have going on That is going to be a Madeira cask, 100% rye whiskey. It's about 5 years old as well. Madeira cask is just a style of wine cask that we put our, at the time, 4-year-old rye whiskey into and aged it out for another year. The actual bottle, once released, can only be bought online when it releases at like 12 o'clock noon that day. They pretty much sell out like stupid fast.
Or you can buy this one for $500 from Emiliano.
No, we're going to go ahead and pour this one as much as we want and kill it potentially. But those bottles do go. Yeah, I was going to say. Those bottles usually also go for about $120.
So buy it for me because I'm going to steal it for $500.
Yeah.
Limited
and
run.
Felony.
I can run for president. Fuck y'all.
Still fair.
I'm not gonna vote third party, Sam.
No. Yeah, hey, I wouldn't waste my fucking time running third party. I'm taking the Republicans, goddammit. I could grift.
You probably could.
Yeah, I really could.
To go full circle.
Dumbass fucking people. Not you guys. Third parties and Republicans. Anyway, what?
Vote gold.
Definitely Republicans.
Definitely Republicans.
Vote libertarian. I'm just saying the Democratic nominee wrote a bill that sent a lot of minorities to jail.
Yeah, no, I am also definitely in your point.
But I'm only gonna bring it up when it hurts the other guy.
No, fuck Trump too. 1,000%.
Here's my thing.
All right, we're not doing it. We're not doing
Okay,
it.
all right. You know what? I'm gonna respect. All right, yeah, it's okay. Okay, yeah.
It's off topic. You were the whiskey
on
guy.
the topic of whiskey.
Okay.
Wait,
I want to.
No, that's not the topic. The topic is being Mexican.
Yes, on the topic of whiskey, I wanted to bring up because we're still on the topic of things that you do that make you feel connected to the roots. My grandma hated tequila for the most part, and it was just kind of one of those weird.
I said watch Jimmy Fallon because he said connected to the roots, the band. Oh, sorry, you saw me whisper. Nobody should have slain that. Your grandma used to get mad at tequila.
Yes, anyways.
She just thought it wasn't that great. She actually grew up on mezcal most of the time, which mezcal didn't have a reverberance until actually she passed away. But because now there's mezcal bars in fucking Austin and shit.
Okay, so first off, there has been mezcal bars in Austin for quite some time. Secondly, it goes back to the conversation that like all squares are rectangles, not all rectangles shapes.
Yeah.
Or shapes. Fuck.
That is true.
We finished the bottle, y'all.
Hey, no, that is a true statement, though. All rectangles are shapes.
Yeah, not all. Anyways, not all rectangles are squares. So all tequila is mezcal.
Yeah.
Not all mezcal is tequila. But yes, continue, please.
So she never liked whenever my dad would buy bottles of Don Julio or Jose Cuervo, and it was probably normally based on price because Jose Cuervo was $10 a bottle, or Don Julio was like, I'm trying to be fancy, and it's not that great tequila most of the time. But she always liked mezcal, and we never bought any. But whenever we started having parties at my house, I would always buy a bottle of Maker's Mark because it just had my fucking name on it, basically. And my grandma always loved it. I would always come home, like we'd have a party in December, then I'd go back to the Army, and I'd come back in July, and I'm like, where'd my bottle go? Like, I fucking bought a $60 bottle of Maker's Mark, and it's like, well, your grandma drank it all, night by night, over time.
See, if it's empty when you go,
dropped it. I was
you
just
didn't visit her
saying, yeah,
enough,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
if
you
it's empty
dropped
by
it
the
off.
time you get there,
Yeah.
you haven't visited her enough.
But yeah, no, it is one of our small connections that on the day that my grandma passed away and I went to her funeral, I drank a bottle of Maker's Mark. Like, it was just kind of was like, this is one of the things that connects us. And it was kind of funny because I don't think my grandma had a strong love for bourbon. It's just the fact of how strong it was.
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, so how strong it is, but at the same time, so the beautiful thing about like distilling and like the spirits industry is just figuring out what kind of grain works for what you're making, and it still brings us back to like Mexican culture because guess what the fuck came out of fucking Mexico? Goddamn corn, bro. And so the beauty that we have so many fucking varietals of corn that are being used as like baseline to distill spirits is fucking insane. And
We
so
eat the fungus.
yes,
Delicious,
bro.
delicious.
Yes. Well, so also
You're making a whiskey with that mold.
Wait, that exists.
I know. Oh, does it already?
well, not the spirit.
Oh, okay.
But the Holy Spirit.
God be with you.
And also,
Okay. No. So I shouldn't say anymore.
you're like, I deny that.
But I
Get
shouldn't
away,
say
God.
anymore on your
My implication.
what you said about the mold. Just because there's projects.
What's the name of it?
Weetsley Conchle. Yeah,
Conchle?
Weetsley Conchle, something like that.
Something like that.
Weetsley.
I just
Weetsley
associated it with the song.
Kink-
Yes, and
we-
Weechley Podley.
Gotcha.
Weetsley Conchle, something like Weetsley
yeah,
Conchle.
It's delicious, apparently. I never tried.
Oh, it is fucking amazing. I mean, that's why they call it the Mexican truffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that we have so many different varietals coming out of Mexico for corn, and then we just fucking distill it. We have right now at Still Austin, not to plug us, but
For the second time.
yeah, but we have a Oaxacan green corn whiskey that is sitting out aging, and the beauty of spirits and the beauty
By
of how this
aging,
works
like,
out.
it's going to be 5 years before we can take it.
It is 5 years old right now.
Does it make the whiskey green?
I don't know. I've not been able to see it,
If it
nor
does-
try it. I unfortunately had strep throat the time that we were able to try it. But
That would have healed it, I'm sure.
I agree.
That would have.
I agree.
That your fucking ancestral spirits would have went right into your throat.
Yeah.
And just went. Ah.
Yeah. But it apparently tasted like moldy shit for like 3-4 years. And then once it hit that fucking 5-year to the day mark, it's like,
It opened up.
it's honestly, from what I've heard, it's honestly potentially going to be the greatest thing that we've ever fucking released. Like crazy.
I need to get on that email list again.
Yeah, no, man. But yeah, just fucking.
I will say on your defense, every time I take someone to Still Austin, they buy a T-shirt. So
We have. It's kind of it's kind of janky, but I still really fucking like it. Like Still Awesome Pride shirt or hat right now, and then there's a fucking shirt that I also wish I fucking was able to wear more. But we just don't wash clothes that often. We wash clothes. I'm sorry, we wash clothes at
What?
the end of the week. Sorry, that sounded weird. We wash clothes at the end of the week, and I wish I could wear it more during the week. But it's like different, like classic Austin staples. So like Red River, and then there's like a whole bunch of other different shit, and it's just the rainbow, but it's all like Pride, like oriented. But we do have some of those shirts as well as.
Oh, I'm
Still
ripping.
Awesome.
I'm burning this shirt as soon as Pride Month's over. Just for that. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I don't think July has a Pride-ish thing with it.
America.
Anyway,
I
will
will.
say-
We won't be doing a show, but we will also not be celebrating. At least I won't be.
That's fair.
anyway, to go back to just things and whiskey slightly involved. I've probably never felt more my top 3 Mexican moments kind of thing than just hitting the dance floor with the right moment and the right scent.
Bro.
Suavemente, besame. Te quiero sentir tu labio.
Not the 3 drunk guys singing in unison.
Oh shit! No, man, no. I fucking told him I was holy shit, man. This is like fucking. It's like when you talk about like higher power or something like just crazy shit. No, so I was just talking to a buddy of mine who's like really into like new metal / old school metal and whatnot, like 80s,
Yeah.
90s, etc. We were on the topic of fucking how like there's some relation between like rock and then like also kind of like Tejanos sometimes.
Yeah.
And I told him about the story. I was like, you know what? That's fucking crazy, man, because you bring that up because so for my 27th birthday, my wife and I were, I think at the time, we were engaged. And she was like, I told her, and I have told everybody, there's 2 concerts sorry, 3 concerts I would have loved to go to in my entire life. 2 of them were impossible because Sam Cooke has been passed far along.
And look, I get it. Taylor Swift tickets are expensive. I get it, but I think you have a chance.
Anyways,
You have a chance.
a true
Fucking no sell that. All right.
a true UGK show with Pimp C Bun B, but Pimp C R.I.P. has been passed along, and then Tigres del Norte. Those are the only fucking 3 that I would have ever just like done anything to go to. So my wife buys me for my birthday, she and I, tickets to Tigres del Norte in San Antonio. Well, the day that we went, Metallica was in town, and Roberto Garza fucking opens up with Sandman.
Oh, that's right. I
To
saw that.
fucking Tigres del Norte. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was the most mind-blowing and beautiful fucking thing. Like, all the Mexicanos knew who the fuck he was and what the fuck was going down. And, like, everybody just fucking, like, fucking bota, like, fucking Mexicanos start, like, mosh pitting for a second and just fucking, like, I was like, oh, bro, this is, like, gold. I've lived my fucking, like, concert life. I don't need anything else, and I really don't need anything else. Like, that's it. That was the last real concert I've ever been to, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm happy.
Closest sort of correlation I have to that is the Applebee's by our place. That whoever was working the jukebox, whoever put money in it, was exactly my type of dude, because it was like REO Speedwagon. And I know a bunch of REO Speedwagon songs because when I worked at retail,
JJ, did you get some?
I have not.
Give him some. Marcos poured the rest of it. I don't want any.
Yeah, a little bit.
Fine.
Taste it. Yeah, it's $120 bottle. You're not gonna be able to try it again. Come on, just a little.
I'm not mad about it.
But
I just want to make sure JJ got his. I know you wanted some. I just saw him pour the rest of it. I'm like,
I wasn't trying to pour the rest of it. I was just I underestimated how much, or overestimated how much was left.
yeah, no, but I know a lot of REO Speedwagon songs. So I was singing along to the jukebox, and then immediately after that, it was like Grupo Frontera. Fuck, I actually know. Escribo mensajes todas las noches, pero los borro.
Grupo Frontera played like this week in Austin. Dude, have you ever had that moment where your mom comes up to you and it's like, when I die, play this song, and it's like Grupo Frontera?
There was one time when so this was what, like 2008, 9. So I had an iPod Nano, and I bought like one of the little cheapy speakers at Walmart that you could like plug the Nano in and it charges it, and it also has a radio and shit.
right.
Well, it was already fucking up. My Nano was, and it would just like automatically turn on the speaker. Like I would leave it in the speaker to charge, and then I would go about my day. There was one time I forgot it, and I went to work, and my mom was just like, cleaning outside of my room, and then she hears like sound coming out of it, and then she goes into my room. So I come back home after my shift, and my room's like fully cleaned and like rearranged and crap. And my mom comes up to me and she's like, I don't know how it happened, but like your radio started playing and it was playing the most romantic music. And I was like, huh, okay. And so I go to the iPod, and the last thing that played was like Kill Switch Engage. Or
This fire.
or Rammstein. I don't know, but it was a metal band, and I was like, really?
It was probably Kill Switch. All right, we've taken too much of the spotlight away. Sam, what's a moment that you feel super Mexican when you're in the activity or doing something?
I never feel Mexican enough. You had me a whiskey and I'm drunk. No, I'm kidding now. Honestly, I only had one answer to this because, well, all the other good answers were taken. I'm kidding. No, I had to think really hard. And it's like, what is the only thing that is a thorough line? Well, maybe there's two, but one thing for sure. One through line that goes all the way back to not only like my dad, my grandfather, probably his father before him, and probably his father before him. Fucking yard work. Yard work. And not from perspective of...
No, me and JJ actually talked about, like, damn, we should have a garden, like...
Topic.
That was
horticulture.
My answer is gardening. But
Gardening, yeah. Well, yard work specifically because one, it's the one thing that like me, my dad, and my brother just bonded over, just growing up and doing it. But then you start to like listen to my dad, and like we have grapevines in our backyard, and there was just one time off the top of his head, this was like 3 years ago, and he's like, yeah, and he just has the shears, and he's going, you cut it like this, cut these like this, cut these like this, and I was just like, when did you learn that? And he's like, oh, 7, because that's where he was out doing this shit, right? That's when he was out doing that work.
Yeah,
and
man.
so he was like, well, he did apples back then, but then, and so I was like, shit. And so like this last time I went back home and my dad was like, hey, I need you to dig out this root or whatever, and we're going to level these stones. And he's like, just go do it before it gets too hot. And I just went out there and I just clicked in, locked in, shovel, bricks, moving things, and it was just like, shit. Moving stone makes my brain happy.
Yeah.
It's like they've moved. Mexicans move stone. That's what we do,
Bro,
And then, go ahead.
No. Yes.
But
Yes.
and then,
Yes.
I pulled the quote a long time ago. You go back to TikTok as they do, and for some reason, it's not some reason, but it is a very clear reason. I'll get sheep shearing videos, and that's what my grandfather did as a profession, and it fascinates me because it caught me one time, and I was like, sheep shearing. My grandpa did this, and it was like a contest.
Oh, yeah.
And so they roll the
What was
legs
it?
up,
Algorithm
and they go,
Andrew?
right? And they go, and they do it, and then I was like, this shit fucking rules, and they just kept feeding me, and I kept watching it.
100%.
The other one was the hoofs that got the fucking bad sores.
Oh yes, I watch.
I'll get those.
Fuck,
I
which
watch
one?
those all the fucking time. too.
Anyways, I'm subscribed on YouTube to somebody. Yeah.
And so he's like, you see, you got to
It's
go
beautiful,
cut
man.
around,
It is
and you
beautiful.
got to do this, and it's like, wait, why do I care so much about livestock? I'm a city boy. What the fuck is that? And then, like a long time ago, I ran into this quote from Emiliano Zapata. It's not that one that we have on the wall, but no, this is the one that really, really, really stuck in my brain. And anytime I do yard work, anytime I do anything, do you know the quote?
Which one?
Oh, la tierra es para quien la trabaja.
Oh yeah.
That shit. For English, it's the land belongs to those who work it.
Yeah.
And
It was funny when my dad told me about that. I was like, so he was a socialist, and then he was like, no.
No, we all as Latinos and as people of color are born and raised socialist. The country, as we know it, as the U.S., is socialist.
right.
But
For the wealthy.
yes,
But anyway,
exactly.
but not to go on
Not to-
politics
yeah,
anymore.
not to go
we go
any
back to the video.
fucking deeper. We don't
So
have
that's
to.
with the fucking electric razor. My grandfather did it with fucking hand razor. Head
Oh, yeah.
blades.
No, bro.
So and
Yeah.
we have my dad has them in his office, hung up on the wall, and I want them because, like, imagine every day with 2 fucking shears about the size of my hands, just and these bugs and shit and gross and all that stuff, and that's the work that he did. And it's like, do I want to do it? No, because it'd be too gross for me. But I kind of want to try it. And
man,
I'm
you
about
have
to go to Mexico right now, and I'm about to be around livestock and fucking cows and horses and
My
shit.
grandpa had those.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, that's exactly those. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa was also a sheep shearer. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, like, I'm going to go.
He started using them in the garden afterward.
Yeah.
nice.
They're sharp if you sharpen them. But, like, so, like, any of that type of work, moving stone, it's like fucking the fucking they made pyramids out of stone.
Yeah.
Moving things, doing work, using your hands, leverage, all that shit, all the shit that we invented, aqueducts. It's like, and then actually that too, shit. If you're being serious, invention. I like building things, I like creating things, and that's literally we've mapped the stars and we've built
100%.
aqueducts, we built cities,
100%, man.
and it's like. Oh yeah, that's what our brains want to do. And then the other part of my brain, the fucking white Spanish part, it's like, take over everything, ruin. It's like, God, shut up, shut up, get out of here. You've only caused me problems. The other thing, it was a smaller window, but I really want to go back into it. Was boxing. I did some boxing training for like a couple months. And there was a point where I started getting in the condition of it, and I started
remember you
feeling it.
saying, yeah.
And my dad
yeah.
boxed for fun at the Y. My grandfather boxed in the Navy for fun, and so fighting is in the brain. And I never felt more connected to my grandfather, who just boxed. He loved it. He loved boxing.
Yeah.
Than when I was hitting a bag in the zone, in the pocket, just fucking ripping into it, and just being like, I fucking get it. And it might be, we might be a little like not autistic. What's the other one? ADHD or something, where our brain can only focus on certain things, or our brains are wired in a way.
Even though I think not side tangent at all.
Yeah.
I think ADHD is just kind of like part of like that spectrum.
Yeah. No, but
It's just like LGBT, man. Like everybody's like somewhere on
We're
the
all a
spectrum.
little
Like,
gay.
you know,
It's
like
Hollywood.
everybody. Somewhere.
But the idea is that like I actually kind of agree that every sort of neurodivergence had a purpose one point in society in
100%.
caveman brain.
100%,
like
bro.
someone goes like, I can't sleep before 4 a.m. because the cave needs to be protected at night.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a cave protector.
100%. No, I mean, it just goes back to like how ADHD wasn't like invented until like the draft. You know, you look for who is going to be able to like fucking sustain and stay alive, and at the same time pinpoint shit that doesn't seem right.
Patterns and
you
shit.
know?
Yeah.
And so no, it's just that's it.
And so when I'm hitting the jab on a fucking 3-minute timer,
Bye.
and I'm just like, okay, get my breathing right, get my step right, get like all of it is just in sync. I was like, whoa, I love this, and I see why they did too. Because who wants to fight? Nobody wants to fight. My dad didn't want to fight. He's not a fighter. He fought because that's what he needed to do. And so my grandfather fought because he's crazy and he needed an outlet.
Bro,
That could have been
100%.
simply it.
Oh, bro, 100%, man. That's why I drink. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? No,
man. It's just like
let's just call it for what it is. He was a crazy aggressive guy. He might have been on the spectrum or something with no fucking mental health, anything or nothing.
Yeah.
And so he's like, what can I do that society will let me fight? Hell yeah,
Zinger.
and drink. Let's do that.
No, so and I say this, and so I say this as now even like a father thinking about this shit, because my second born, this motherfucker and my wife, like my beautiful, my sweet wife, gives me so much fucking shit. She says, yeah, he's you, he is you. But he and I literally are fucking like,
Because you're you.
Yeah, and we can't get like when he is like, no quiero a dormir. And I'm just like, get the fuck to sleep. Like I'm just like, but like at the same time, like for whatever reason it was, when I had my birthday this year, there was a switch that was flipped that I was just like, I need to cool down with him, and I have been trying to do like the
It's the meme that you sent me about the quiet voice.
Yeah, like the gentle pairing with like parenting with him, where it's I'm like, okay, hey, mira, papito, necesitamos dormir, like we have to go to sleep, pero si no te duermes, me voy a chingar, like I'm like if you don't go to sleep, I'm fuck you up. And like just like straight up like that. But I cuss in front of my children, so they know that cussing is like, they know the level of cussing where like there's cussing, like because just like it's like not to like belittle it, but it's like SpongeBob cussing, like it is a sentence enhancer, like bro, that was the shit, like blah blah blah, like, you're excited, it's a good thing. But then they're also like
the way my parents treated.
You're gonna be fucked up, and it's like this motherfucker's like for real. Like we are gonna get papaus. Like, you know, whatever. Yeah. But it's like, and we don't like I've already also said it on this fucking podcast. Like
we don't condone libertarians or beating your children.
I like
we said it many times on the podcast.
Yeah. No,
I keep letting it go until you bring it up.
No, I like I'm down for spanking your children, not beating your children. But also for me personally, it hurts me, and I've said it before again.
Okay, my dad.
Like no. It hurts me when I saw like my wife like raise her hands to spank my kid, and like my kid like flinched, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that no more. Like that's me. But nonetheless, so I mean, like I feel that it was like, you know, my kid and I are like way too similar, and so it's like I have to figure out how to focus his anger into something else and his frustration into something else. So what we have also done, like very, very recently within the last 2 months, is that I'm like he gets fucking pissed off. Like he gets like heated. I'm just like, okay, like fucking put him up. And I just be like, yeah, like, dale los manos. And I'd like get after him, like boom, and he's like, ah, and then I'm just like, all right, pégalo, and he's just like, pa pa, and I'm just like, okay, boom, like that's it, that's our thing, and so I'm trying to make that more of a habit for me because I forget that portion a lot, but it's like I need him to focus it into something because I also now like the little that I do remember, I know that was me.
Right.
Because I get told by my cousins, they're like, man, you were mean as fuck. Like, you thought it was playing, but you were mean as fuck.
Right.
I busted one of my cousins' heads open. Like, just because I thought I could
I've
pick him
done
up.
that.
And then he didn't want me to pick him up, so I threw him downstairs. Like fuck, dude. Like, but
Are you sure it was Apache and not Command?
okay, all right. No, but but like for real, it's like like you focus the frustration, the anger, and the like, just like energy onto like something,
Right.
And so, like you said, it was like if for you was boxing, and I think to an extent, I still am trying to find that point. Because
I mean, me as a parent, like you can never choose what they actually want.
oh yeah, primo,
to do.
that's right, bro.
Yeah.
Like I fucking forget. We're like fucking
No, yeah, that's why when you
This
sent me
was
that
an
meme, that I was just kind of like, I know exactly what this feels like. It's just kind of like,
shut the fuck up. Okay? Yeah, no, yeah, but
that was where I reached a new level of parenting, where it's just like, hey, we're gonna use our inside voice. If not, I get to use my outside voice that you're already using.
yeah. So yeah, man, it's just like it's putting that energy in some, and I know that I'm still trying to find that space to put my energy in some because I didn't like. I'm in very niche spaces, bro. Like, and I know that we all are, like, in a certain capacity, where the video games, podcasting, like politics, whatever. But I'm like, bro, like I wrestled. I don't like. I went to a historically black high school that was like, at the time I went to, majority Latino, but then the wrestling team was like majority white. Go figure. I love video games. Not too many besides my cousins who fucking like video games with my close friends, and them motherfuckers are not physical. Like they didn't fucking play sports. Now I'm in distilling. I'm like the one of four distillers. Okay, I know the number sounds bad, like climbing, but 5. Okay, so 5 distillers who are brown in the state of Texas that I am aware of. 2 of them are head distillers. The rest of the fucking us, 3 of us, like we just fucking kind of like we're just there.
You throw the barrels like Donkey Kong at each other.
Yeah, I mean, no, but
To get out your anger.
But it's 5 out of 40 something distilleries who employ minimum 4 distillers each. And then on top of that, it's like
I mean,
like,
I've
it's
heard
just-
a sad fraction like this where it's just kind of black-owned breweries, and it was like, oh damn,
bro, yeah,
3.
100%. I feel terrible because I don't know his name, but homeboy who on Instagram is his tag is the middleman, and he's like big in Austin, and I think he's one of the co-founders of the first black brewery in Texas, and it's just been outside of South Austin. And I'm just like, bro, that was fucking 2022. What the fuck? Yeah, so so focusing energy, like I'm still trying to find it out too. I want to find brothers and guys and even women my age who just want to fucking wrestle, like, and just like.
Bro, I have an
Just
answer
wrestle.
for you after this podcast.
Yeah, okay, yeah, man. I mean, because like I've tried to, I tried to get my brother into it. My brother's just kind of like, it's not for me, and I'm like, respect, but like I just wanted to like,
Now,
at this point with my physique, I'm pretty sure like no matter what, I'm just gonna probably like get wrapped up and lose a couple, like not even a couple, like plethora and.
Right.
Thousands of
The
matches.
gym that we
But
went
it's
to, they
just
were
fucking
literally
for
like,
fun.
y'all are noobs. Just
Yeah.
wrestle among yourselves.
I was in the same weight class as him.
I'm pretty sure I'm the same weight class as y'all, and when I
Yeah,
graduated,
bro, we have a gym for you. We're ready.
yeah.
I was
in
in
a
the same weight class as him and Jordan. He was like, yeah, wrap him up, then pick him up, and then, like,
Well, it
throw
was
him back forward.
It's
And I was
jujitsu, like weight classes.
you
didn't
want me
matter.
to pick him up?
Yeah.
Because it was literally like Khabib teaching us kind of thing, and he was just kind of like, it doesn't matter, like you just do these moves and you'll be fine. And it was just like I could see on the mat the people that were doing way more advanced to us. It was probably a 115-pound girl fighting a 250-pound dude, and he's
All
just like,
strategy.
yeah,
It's all strategy, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I feel like this might be the first podcast, because we usually say a lot of these are to be continued kind of things, and then we haven't touched bases on all of them. This is the first one in a while that's going to be like, I didn't get through half of these subjects. So
I was say we talked about ghosts for like 12 hours of it.
well, that was
That was not a real number or even no. No, I liked it.
Yeah,
But we did talk about ghosts for about
Hey, it's-
45 minutes, which
just
I was
remember.
enthralled by.
Yeah, no, yeah. Absolutely.
It's funnier to
It
say.
connects to my gardening thing. Because,
It connects. It's just a funny way to say it.
No,
Come on.
it connects to my gardening thing because it's something that my grandpa loved to do. And after he died, when we buried him, we planted 2 trees next to his gravestone, one for representing me and one representing my brother. The other thing is that mango is by far my favorite fruit, of all time. A very, very close second is peaches. And one, peaches are dope. Peaches are awesome. I will fight anyone who says they hate peaches. But the reason I will fight someone who says they hate peaches is because my grandpa had a peach tree. And when I was very, very little, like, I ate peaches from his peach tree, and that's why peaches to this day hold a very special place in my heart. He also had
I'm sorry. I thought about that written as a quote, and then it's also but. It's like peaches mean a special place in my heart, but you mean the fruit.
Yeah,
But also the butt probably too.
as well.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He also had a God damn it! I keep forgetting the name of it in Spanish.
Well,
but,
while you're saying that, just real quick, my grandpa planted 2 peach trees in the front yard of my parents' house. So it was just kind of one of those things where, yeah, it goes back to gardening and everything that my grandpa did.
If we're talking
Níspero. He had a Níspero tree, and I would eat those fruits too. And I could never find them. It wasn't until the internet existed, because after he died, a few years later, the tree didn't survive. It got some kind of rot, and we had to cut it down. But when we finally got a computer and internet and technology, I was able to look up what the fuck fruit was this? And apparently, it's a loquat, which is a Japanese plum. I did not know this.
Interesting. Yeah.
But that kind of ties into my love of anime as well.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
man.
Really?
I
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yes. What the fuck? Holy shit. Yeah.
I didn't know those were called that.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of those in
Wow.
our
Yeah.
neighborhood.
No. So the
Tasty. Really good.
the hookah lounge that I used to work out as a GM was we had fucking whole bunch of trees that were like that outside of the
And you
back
never thought
part.
once to eat them, or?
Oh, I didn't think so until COVID hit, and so we hung out, and a lot of the fucking shops were shut down around us, and so my boss and very, very good friend Mo was just like, "Hey, here, eat these while you're waiting." Fucking just tossed pound of them that he just fucking picked out from the back tree, and it was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Yeah." I don't remember what word he used to describe them, but he was just like,
Yeah. When I was little, we called them something else.
Yeah.
It wasn't Níspero.
Yeah.
But-
Also, he was Turkish, so
Yeah.
he had a very different word for him. But I was just like, okay, all right, cool, and just
Based on Spanish, not too far. Just close enough. Yeah, you start getting into
Same,
Arabic.
same, not
You
same.
start getting into Arabic, and it's it's kind of Spanish.
yeah, and then Spanish, same thing as Arabic. Yeah, there's a weird thing, but yeah, no, that's fucking wild. Holy shit, I had no idea. But
Well, guys, thank you for coming out to this episode. And it won't be the last time we cover this. We used to call them Chinese plums.
Yeah, Chinese plums or Japanese plums. It's racism. Interchangeable.
Chino japonés.
I believe they're originally from Japan, if Wikipedia is to be believed.
I mean, literally the Roman or the Latin name for it has Japonica in it. So.
Yeah, harmonica.
But anyway, thank you for coming out. This has been part one. Well, I think that this episode deserves a second one because we literally probably covered half of the topics of going through gatekeeping and things that allow us to connect to things. But thank you. My name's Marcos. Please join us on Tuesday. Should be Compas, as far as I know. And it's our only show next week outside of the Patreon.
But it is very special. I'll tell you when or why.
I will also say, as the saying goes, you are Mexican no matter where you were born. As long as you accept
Jesus
the
Christ.
nation. No,
I'm
the
sorry.
nation.
Say it again. I'm sorry. I ruined
As long as you accept the nation.
Oh.
It comes from the little African American boy who was crying because he was not black Mexican like his step sibling.
Mm-hmm.
And then people just came out and was like, no, era mexicano. Nomás de nació. So, like, you're Mexican no matter what, as long as you were born.
Or if you keep Mexico in the World Cup. Coreano, hermano, ahora es mexicano.